complexes in district and towns, particularly MET complex at Mumbai and Nasik. Our chief mentor, Mrs. Vishaka Bhujbal ma'am. She is the senior management representative of MET League of Colleges. She is a self-taught artist who excels in masterful fusion of realism with contemporary abstract in the acrylic medium. She is actively involved in managing the administration work of MET League of Colleges, providing support for development of the educational system at the institute.
Before we begin today's session, let us invoke the blessings of Ma Saraswati, goddess of knowledge, by lighting the lamp. I would like to invite our keynote speaker, Ms. Reshma Qureshi, Kunal Datar, Unit Marketing Team TCS, Abhijit Banu Bakade sir, Met ICS Principal, Director Met Corporate Relations, Dr. Josna Munshi ma'am, to come on the dais, please.
I would now like to invite Dr. Abhijit Banu Bakude. He is an educationist, thought leader, researcher, author, and award winner. Currently working in the capacity of principal at MET Institute of Computer Science, Mumbai, and Head Institute of Information Technology Center for Development of Advanced Computing, Mumbai. He has 26 plus years of experience in academic training and education. He has received PhD degree in computer studies from Symbiosis International University, Pune, and ME degree in computer engineering from Savitribai Phule, Pune University. He is the member of Board of Studies, Academic Council of various universities. He is a PhD guide, distinguished Indian universities. He has more than 100 papers published, presented at international journal and conferences. Authored a world-class international textbook of Springer, Bentham Sands Publishers, and IGI Global Publications, along with 2 patents and 1 copyright to his credit. Welcome, sir.
Sir, please.
Thanks for the nice introduction. A very good morning to all of you. A very good morning to all of you. Good morning. Good morning. See, on behalf of Mumbai Education Trust, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the academicians, HR personnel from IT industries and IT services industries. The theme of today's colloquium is evolving trends and expectation from IT industry. So manufacturers are evolving various technologies. Okay. So we can segregate all these technologies into A, B, C, and D. Okay. A for artificial intelligence, B for big data, blockchain, C for cloud computing, cyber security, and D for data science or data analytics. And AR/AI. Again, A for augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. R for, any guess? Robotics. Then again, additive manufacturing, that is 3D printing, and Internet of Things, or you can say information security. So all these technologies, A, B, C, D, and AR/AI, we as academicians, we are always incorporating all these technologies into our syllabus. Okay. But computer science or computer engineering or IT is a very dynamic field. So it's not possible to incorporate all these technologies and align with the industry standards. So there has to be certain gap between industry and academia. Okay. So bridging the gap between industry and academia is important. Why? Because we want to increase the students' skill set. We want to fulfill the demands of IT industries. Okay. So for fulfilling all this gap, I am suggesting certain strategies. Okay. The first strategy is to collaborative research projects. Okay. So the first strategy is to encourage collaborative research between academic researchers and industry professionals. If academicians and industry people are working on the project, okay, so they definitely there will be increase in the research outcome and also on the door and open the door of knowledge exchange. The second strategy is the entrepreneurship and cooperative programs. Okay. So entrepreneurship to the students is very important. So students will apply theoretical knowledge acquired during academics and get practical and hands-on experience. So as per Mumbai University norms, we are having internship at the end of the semester. Okay. So students are getting the internship in SMME, okay. But it's very difficult to get the internship in the big companies like Infosys, Wipro. Okay. So I appeal HR personnel, okay, to look into the matter and provide more internship to the students. My third strategy is industry advisory board. Okay. So it is necessary to set up the industry advisory board to involve the industry people as an advisor. This board can provide the valuable inputs on the curriculum development, okay, that academic program align with the industry trends and requirement. At MIT Institute of Computer Science, we have established the Department Advisory Board in 2018. And we have got very good input from the industry expert. So again, I appeal HR personnel to nominate at least one member on academic or department advisory board to every organization, like academic organization. My fourth strategy is guest lecture and workshop. So it is important to invite industry people for the guest lecture, workshop, and seminar. With the help of this expert session, the students will come to know about what exactly happening into the industries. They should know the industry best practices and emerging technologies. So they know that may not be covered into the curriculum. Okay. Again, my fifth strategy is train the trainers. So it is very important to provide training to the academicians, because if academic people are getting good amount of training, so definitely they'll impart the knowledge to the student, and naturally the skill set of the students get increased and they are more employable. The sixth strategy is joint degree program and certification. So it is important to design the joint degree program. So this program meets the specific requirement of the industry, and it will provide the graduate with recognized qualifications. Nowadays, there are different kinds of programs like 2U, 2I. It means 2 years university, 2 years industry. Then 3U, 1I. 3 years university, 1 year industry. Then 2U, 1I. Again, 2 years university, 1 year industry. These programs are nowadays very popular. Okay. So with the help of this program, we can combine the academic learning and student will get the hands-on experience. Okay. 2 years they are into the academics. So after completion of their academics, when they switch over to the industry, they'll get the hands-on experience. And with the help of this 2U, 2I program, okay, the student will, that is again one kind of opportunity they will learn and earn also. So my colleague, Mr. Om Prakash Mandge, he has started one course called as PGP in Data Science and Machine Learning, PGP DSML, under Met Institute of Software Development and Research in collaboration with TCS. Okay. So it was just an experiment. So we have started this course and we are fulfilling the requirements of the industry and we have got a very good response for this particular course. The fifth strategy is continuous feedback loop. So we need to establish mechanism, okay, for continuous feedback between industry and academia. Okay. So this can include the employer surveys, focus group, constantly meetings. Then with the help of this kind of meeting, we'll gather the data in case of graduate skills, industry trends, and areas of curriculum development. And the last strategy is networking and collaboration is very, very important. Okay. So it is necessary to organize networking events like today's events, okay, where all academicians and the IT people are together. So we are sharing our ideas, sharing our views. Okay. So by implementing all these strategies, so we can effectively bridge the gap between industry and academia. So they are the input points for upcoming session and the panel discussion. Okay. So I had discussed these points briefly, but I request the keynote speaker and the panel member to throw light on these discussed points. So they are what we expect from the HR community. So I think I justified the today's theme, evolving trends and expectation in IT industry. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
We are fortunate to have with us today our keynote speaker, Ms. Reshma Qureshi, Head, Digital Enablement Tata Consultancy Services. Reshma Qureshi is a chartered accountant having 2 decades of experience in TCS and plays a pivotal role in driving solutions to enable innovators to ideate, marketing and sales to pursue, legal to codify and finance function to realize, record and report revenue and accounts. She started her career as a finance analyst. Reshma has been involved in the digital transformation of finance functions in TCS for more than 1.5 decades. While she had the core skills to number crunch, her curiosity led her to assume more non-traditional or unconventional roles and seek new experiences and challenges. She spearheaded the modernization of sales and marketing as well as IPR management systems in the last decade. She is a pioneer in the adoption of agile and development security and operations, cloud-first and digital core solutions within her portfolio of services. She also focuses on the modeling of TCS business processes from a financial perspective. For her prowess in digital transformation initiatives, Reshma Qureshi has been recognized worldwide as a decision maker and influencer at forums like Stevie International Awards, ET, Datacon, IT Service Management Marketing Excellence, and Drum Awards. Reshma spends her spare time with her daughters and enjoys traveling, reading, and watching movies. I would now request Ms. Reshma Qureshi ma'am to please come on the dais. I would also request Mr. Kunal Datta to come on the dais, please. Okay. I would request Ms. Josna Munshi ma'am to please come and felicitate Ms. Reshma Qureshi, and Dr. Abhijit Banubakade to please come on the dais and felicitate Ms. Reshma Qureshi.
Okay, I thought we'll start. Sure. it's okay, I'll wait. Go ahead.
Please. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So good morning to all. Good morning. And it actually gives me an absolute pleasure to be present and addressing you all at this prestigious institution. And I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. I also have Kunal with me, who is a part of the business unit marketing team from TCS. Okay, he would help me just set up this presentation and now going through it. Well, I think thanks for that humble introduction as well. A bit of unconventional role, I would say, a chartered accountant in an IT industry, but here I am. So I'm currently leading, I'm proud to say that I'm serving as the head of digital IT, finance, sales, and marketing business functions in TCS, where I get to lead innovative projects and drive TCS technology initiatives. So over the last 2 decades, I have transitioned from the intricacies of finance to this very exciting, dynamic, and evolving field of technology. Okay. Before I start with, I would like to give you a glimpse of the organization which I work for, which we are a part of, and how technology and IT in particular plays the part of an enabler to the business to achieve its business goal. I will not take much time, but we all know Tata Group is one of the oldest and largest business group in the country, right? And you would readily find an organization which is 150 years old and which is still growing and which is still recognized, right? And this has all been made possible because of the deep organizational values that form the backbone of all our Tata companies. And TCS is the flagship company of the Tata Group, right, which started as computer systems, Tata Computer Center in 65, and now it is almost a $29 billion organization, and I hope we reach $50 billion soon by 2050, that's our goal. And TCS is not just the flagship company, but TCS has enabled many women leaders like me, which form 35% of our workforce, to achieve and to realize their dreams. TCS is truly a global organization with associates from around 150 nationalities, around, I would say, 50 odd countries, and 300 plus offices around the globe. What excites me, or what is more important, is that for us, it's the capital growth for community growth, okay? That's how we take pride in being a TCSer or a Tata employee. So if you buy anything, be it a coffee at Starbucks, be it a TV at Chroma, book online something at Big Basket, or buy a Land Rover, an SUV, a significant portion of the profits directly go back to the society in form of Tata Trust, okay? And I think that's what excites me when I enter the office every day, to feel energized to work for a business group like this. And that energy is actually doubled where we see the world today we are in. Today we are at the crossroads of unprecedented innovation and technology transformation. It is not just reshaping the industries, it is practically changing the way we live, we work, and we interact with people, right? It's everywhere, it's very pervasive now. But before we go ahead, I would just like to say that trends in technology are not standalone. They are the outcome of the business needs. I think sir was saying, right, it is not that you invent something and it's separate, that gap is not there. They are the outcome of the business needs and requirements. Just a question, can you have a look at the photo and any guess who is? Maybe to the students? No? Yeah. He's Henry Ford, right? He's known to have revolutionized car manufacturing and marketing process, the doyen of the assembly line manufacturing. So the point I'm trying to say is that some of his strategies which he has, which were created, which were born, they were born out of the business requirement, right? Be it that he needed to see that we improve the efficiency. So introduce the concepts of division of task, right? Or to help improve quality, we had the concepts of upward and downward integration. Or to improve the market reach, passing the benefits of efficiency back to the customers, making cars cheaper, right? The first one to have that, where in Americas you get affordable cars, right? So all this, the point which I'm trying to make is that technology or the transformations are not standalone. They arise because of the demands from the macroeconomy and the business needs, right? Now, coming to application of technology in various industries, let me start with my own area first. A lot of, I would say, today there are a lot of various technology disruptions in the finance industry, fintech, which we talk about. But let us talk about our own UPI, right? We don't remember, right? Gone are the days where you have to wait for queues in ATM to withdraw cash, or ladies having to find out change in the purses to give it to the auto drivers or to the cab walas, right, to look out for change. I think now no one is carrying that cash anymore. It has become so easy that you don't even need to know the bank account. You just need a mobile number and you can do. It's not more than the ease of the transaction. I think it's really fascinating to see that how it has empowered us all Indians, right? How it has actually bridged the gap between rich and poor. It has brought everyone under the fold of the formal financial system, right? I don't remember carrying cash more nowadays, and on a lighter note, pickpocketers are becoming jobless. That's a good thing for us, right? The next industry, I think India being a nation of 1.4 billion people, we have a deep connection to agriculture, right? Farming is not just an occupation, but it is the backbone of our Indian economy. We all know 58% of our rural households depend on agriculture as a primary source of livelihood. That it makes it as a critical sector for our country's development as well. But if you see, traditional farming has its own challenges, right? Less productivity, efficiency, vulnerability to climate changes. And here, that is where technology can come in to play a role of a game changer, right? We have IoT, precision agriculture uses IoT sensors to monitor soil health, weather conditions, and crop growth. The data-driven approach allows farmers to optimize the resource use, such as water, fertilizers, improving yield and sustainability. Drones and satellite imageries are aiding in crop management. They provide detailed aerial views of fields, helping farmers identify areas that need attention. Big data is another area where it will help better yield production and more efficient farm management. Now let's go to the next industry, which has also undergone a remarkable transformation thanks to technology, and that is healthcare. I think telemedicine has revolutionized the patient care by enabling remote consultations. I think we all experienced it during the COVID times as well, right? Where we ensured continuous care while minimizing the exposure risk. In fact, TCS as an organization had also set up dedicated teleconsultation over that period, right, to help patients get the necessary treatment without having to travel out of their homes. Electronic health records have streamlined patient data management, making information readily accessible to healthcare providers as well. AI in healthcare, I think it is really a game changer. Machine learning algorithms are being used to analyze medical images, predict patient outcomes, and personalized treatment plans. In fact, recently when I was in a campus drive, all the students basically of engineering colleges had their last year final projects done using AI in some or the other, that they will predict scans and predict the predictability of whether a patient has cancer or not. So many projects which were done by the students were in the field of AI in healthcare. Next, I think next industry is manufacturing. It is experiencing its own revolution, which we often refer to as Industry 4.0. And IoT is in the heart, in the center of this revolution. Sensors embedded in machinery provide real-time data on performance and maintenance needs. This allows for predictive maintenance, reducing downtime and extending the lifespan of the equipment. Sir talked about robotics and automation. I think they are just increasing the efficiency on the production floor. It's not only just increasing efficiency, but improving the quality also with high precision and speed. And I don't know whether you read, I just read a news article yesterday that there was a first suicide by a robot yesterday in South Korea, right? It was also overloaded with work. That's on the other side. Big data analytics is another critical component. By analyzing vast amount of data, manufacturers can optimize their supply chain, improve production processes, and make more informed decisions. Retail is another industry which is embracing technology to enhance its customer experience. I think this is something which we all are experiencing, right? Today e-commerce platforms have actually expanded the market reach. I mean, it's so easy to go on Amazon and order and get and try out, right? We are selling products globally now. AI-driven recommendations are personalizing the shopping experience, right? By analyzing the customer behavior, buying patterns, they can suggest products that are most likely to interest individual shoppers, okay? Augmented reality. I think that is something which is creating that immersive experiences where you can actually virtually try on before you actually make that purchase. Beyond you try on clothes, or you can try on the furniture, how it will look at your home, or you can try which color would suit your wall, right, before making. So I think these all technology innovations are really making that impact in the way which today we are actually doing our day-to-day activities as well, right? Another industry important is education, right? And I think that is where we all also have to see how we can leverage technology to break down those barriers and create new opportunities for learning. I mean, we all know about the online learning platforms, right? Students can now access courses from the top universities at a much, much lower cost, right? So there is ample of thing available. It's now that learning attitude, I think, which students have to adopt to get it out there. It has also been made interactive and adaptive, right? Leveraging technologies, also made to cater to individual students' need, understanding what is the difficulty level of lessons, how the student is coping up, and accordingly ensuring a personalized learning experience. So if you see, we have just covered a few aspects of human life where technology has been able to create breakthrough and make people's life better. And maybe now I'll go a bit closer and focus on specific IT trends which have emerged out of the needs for people, customer, markets, and organizations. Not go in much detail, but I think the 5 key trends which we have been, which we talked generally: cloud computing, cybersecurity, IoT, Internet of Things, AI. I think AI is something which is there, buzz around AI like anything. And last but not the least, I think sustainable IT. That is also a very important aspect in the world today we live in. Now coming to cloud. So I think every one of us uses cloud, right? Be it personally or professionally, right? You would have your Google Drive, Dropbox, or if you go for professional, be it AWS, Azure, or GCP platforms. So how has it enabled? Basically, cloud computing allows business to scale their IT resources on demand, providing them the flexibility as well as helping them to reduce cost, okay? And that's why this has led to the widespread adoption, not only by large organizations, but also by startups and small companies as well, right? And it's better to go for hybrid or multi-cloud strategy. That is where we'll have to strike a balance. Multi-cloud here, I mean, be it on-prem, it's a combination of on-prem, private, or public cloud, offering a balance between control, security, and scalability. In fact, in TCS also, the strategy what we have adopted for our own corporate IT is a hybrid cloud strategy. Edge computing, it processes data closer to the source, reducing latency and improving the bandwidth usage. And this is very critical for application requiring real-time processing, such as autonomous vehicles and IoT devices. Right? Think of autonomous cars, right? They need to process data in real time to make decisions on the road. This is where edge computing comes in, reducing latency and ensuring safety. Now, you must, a lot of news in the recent past, you must have heard about cybersecurity incidents, right? They are on the verge of growth. So why that? The rise of cyber threats, be it ransomware, DOS attacks, phishing, data breaches, right? And this highlights the need for having robust cybersecurity measures, which organizations must adopt proactively to protect their assets. And this is one area which is, at least from a point of view of, opportunities, very high in demand, okay? So we are really looking out for students or associates who are interested in going in this area. Zero trust security model, actually it assumes that threats could be inside or outside the organization. No one could be trusted, right? It requires strict verification of every user and device. In fact, me and Kunal were discussing that in TCS, even our CEO doesn't have the access to everything freehand. He has to do a multi-factor authentication to get into everything, and he will not have demand. So it's a zero trust security model, right? Privacy and data protection, very important, right? The laws like GDPR, CCPA require organizations to implement strict data protection measures. And here is where encryption, anonymization, regular privacy and security audits, right? We have to ensure that we are compliant. We have seen, the penalty of not complying to GDPR? Anyone, any guess? Anywhere, if someone sues us for non-compliance to GDPR, any organization, the penalty is 4% of revenue of that organization, right? So we don't want to shed 4% of $29 billion for a GDPR case. Anyway, the next technology trend which we will touch upon is the IoT. You must have seen those fast-tag scan booths, right? Near toll booths, right? So that is just one example. You have so many examples where literally IoT's devices are transforming the industries. Smart homes, right, into industrial automation. We had, purchase a new home, you have everything on your mobile, you can switch off the lights, switch off the AC, be outside, switch off from your car, you do all that. So it's pervasive, it's everywhere. IoT enables real-time monitoring, predictive maintenance, and enhanced user experiences. However, definitely with that, it also comes with the risk of security, right? It has security concerns because due to the increased attack surface, right? But you have to include robust authentication, regular firmware updates to ensure that we are not impacted by any of those misuses. We need to ensure that our IoT devices are not compromised. Similarly, IoT generates a vast amount of data, right, which is needed for real-time analytics. We also have to see that how do we work on those vast amount of data which requires efficient collection, storage, and analysis, right? So you can imagine a smart city where traffic lights adjust based on real-time traffic data, right? Yesterday, I don't know if we are living in suburbs, we had, just for a distance of, 2 kilometers, people were stuck for 4 hours. in Thane yesterday. I don't know how many of you have read that news. But I think let's see how can technology be leveraged to solve these problems for citizens. Next, and I think the most important where everyone today is talking about, even without realizing what it is, I guess many people are talking about Gen AI. It's the buzz everywhere. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. I think today also, while till we are here, in some or the other way, we must have interacted with AI, right? It might be a virtual assistant or an automated customer service or an Amazon recommendation to buy something based on your interest, right? So AI and ML are actually increasing continuously to automate the routine task, reducing human error and freeing up resources for more complex tasks. The point is, I'm going to say, since we are talking about the enterprise adoption of AI, it is more important that we understand what are the business needs rather than identifying, okay, what technology should do, and then you say, okay, now business can do this way. It's the other way around. You identify what are the business needs, and then how can Gen AI or AI help to achieve the business outcomes, right? AI enhances, obviously, decision making, right, through predictive analytics. So I think we have our own, TCS also has its own retail AI, which helps to predict the inventory needs. This helps overstocking or stockouts, improving efficiency and customer satisfaction. Last but not the least, I think very important is ethical and responsible AI, right? We should ensure that we create algorithms that are fair, transparent, and accountable. There should not be, I'm going to say AI algorithm should not perpetuate biases, right? Explainability in AI is the key, and I think many organizations today are looking at that aspect very carefully while we are creating, I would say, AI systems. Last but not the least, I would say, is sustainable IT. Very important again. Oh, I think this is a nice quote where we talk about pros and cons of technology, whether we will be jobless, what we need to do. I think this is a good one to go through. Okay, so how much energy do you think data centers consume worldwide? Any guess? Energy consumed by data centers across worldwide. It is 2% of global power demand. And with the increasing need of processing power and demand on data and internet, I think in some time we are going to add electricity consumption of entire Germany for this purpose. So just imagine the scale at which our demand for energy and is increasing, the way we are progressing towards more, I would say, over to this technology. So it becomes obviously as an ethical concern for us as well to ensure that whatever we do, we keep sustainable IT in mind, whatever we are doing. And in fact, TCS has also its vision to become, to make the carbon footprint to net zero by 2030. Right? So green computing focuses on reducing the environmental impact of IT operations. This includes energy efficient data centers, sustainable practices, and using renewable energy resources. Also, we are continuously striving to reduce the impact by optimizing code and software which run faster and are lighter on memory, and processes that don't need much computing power to do the same job. IT companies also play a vital role in addressing climate change. Initiatives include reducing carbon footprints, recycling the electronic waste, and developing eco-friendly products. So I've outlined also a few customer success stories for you as examples, which I think maybe this application or how, these are the real life, TCS industry success stories. Again, the point which I want to drive here is that you can apply the technology business, what is outcome expected by the business is more important. Okay, so the first example is of a US bank which wanted to improve the efficiency or to improve their regulatory compliance, and where TCS solution actually automated the process of reading the contracts, classifying them, the no sanctions, automated process of sanctions checks. So I'm to say all that which helped reduce the manual activity by almost 60%. The second example is of a logistics company. TCS helped them to improve that truck load. So that is how much truck is filled or how much of the truck is full every time it travels from the warehouse to the customer location. TCS helped utilize AI to read the computer vision and CCTV camera footage and calculate the truck space available inside for storage. Right? So this helped the company load more goods onto the same number of trucks and achieved greater efficiency of operations. The third example focuses on how IoT was harnessed for a refrigeration and an air conditioning company to monitor the health of equipment on real-time basis. This company initially had to send almost their engineers to 1,000 plus locations, which also increased into the labor cost to understand what was the cause of breakdowns or failures. But with IoT solutions, it helped them monitor real-time, and they could now preempt where problems might occur and could repair the problem before it broke down the operations. Fourth example is a bit different, but here also I think many electricity distribution companies in the country were being blamed for causing forest fires. So what did the company do? It invested into a combination of iPads and IoT-enabled devices on overhead towers and wires and connected it with data from electricity grid dashboards. So this enabled real-time monitoring and with respect to temperature, breakdowns, and the current load on wires. So they could do faster inspection of those locations and preempt the high-risk area. And this resulted in savings for company as well as drastic reduction in forest fires arising out of electricity cables or sparks. So guys, we have, I think, covered our trends in business sectors, corresponding trends in IT, and let's summarize. So the point is that as students, as future professionals, what is that we should incorporate in our daily lives, right? We have heard, I think what I have talked about, you must have heard, read it. It's not that something new which I have been talking about, right? It's everywhere, we know about it. But what is that we should be doing so that we are ready for this change which technology is bringing into our lives? And to thrive in this rapidly evolving landscape, first point is that we must be ready to adapt. That's very important. Continuous learning and upskilling is essential. And as Sir was saying, educational institutes and employers must collaborate, right, to ensure that the workforce is equipped with the skills needed for the jobs of the future. That's very important. And I think TCS is trying its bits from its end to collaborate with the various educational institutes, right? We have many programs, academic AIP programs, where we work with the educational institute to provide those learning trainings to the students, right? And it's important that this is not only just the technical skills, but what is also important is the soft skills, like critical thinking, creativity, and emotional intelligence. I think our cognitive capability, thinking capability is which is going to distinguish us, right? Otherwise, programming even AI can do. I think important is creative thinking, and emotional intelligence, very, very important. So in conclusion, I would say that the current technology trends are reshaping industry and transforming our ways, the way in which we are living in very profoundly, right? So by embracing these changes, by continuously learning and addressing the associated challenges thoughtfully, we can harness the power of technology to drive progress and improve lives. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to the discussions that are to follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Reshma ma'am, for the insightful and wonderful speech. I will now call Pooja, my colleague, to join.
Thank you, Neelam ma'am. I welcome you all today for this very enriching and ice-breaking session. We are delighted to have a very distinguished group today of experts here with us. Today's discussion will focus on evolving trends in IT industry and expectations. On the panel, we have experts from the industry and academia. The purpose to understand the changing requirements and the dynamics of the industry and how we can complement it with the academia. On the counterpart for industry, we have Mr. Dixon Almeida, Mr. Krupesh Parmar, Mr. Pankaj Daide, and from the academia we have Mr. Davinder Singh, Dr. Ashish Hattangadi, Dr. Seema Purohit ma'am, and our own Professor Om Prakash Mange sir. I take this honor in introducing all our panel members. Mr. Dixon Almeida, with a robust academic foundation comprising multiple degrees, including a master's in business administration, bachelor's in computer application, Dixon is well equipped to navigate the dynamic of nature of the field. His diverse experience of over 30 years encompasses technology risk, cybersecurity, cloud security, enterprise risk management, reflecting a comprehensive understanding of securing complex IT systems. Additionally, his familiarity with industry standards like ISO 27001, PCI DSS, and NIST cybersecurity framework underscores his adherence to best practices in information security and IT service management. His extensive portfolio in enterprises such as Bandhan AMC, Invesco India Asset Management, Religer Asset Management, ING Visya Asset Management, and other organizations highlights his adaptability across different organizational cultures and regions. Currently, he heads the IT division at Bandhan AMC Limited.
Mr. Krupesh Parmar, technology consultant with 15 years of experience from designing and developing complex solutions to cutting-edge web and mobile applications. A full-stack developer with a proven knowledge of SDLC and agile methodology. Experienced in working remotely and handling remote team across the continents. Always ready to leverage his skills for an opportunity as technology consultant or a freelance developer. Currently, he is the co-founder of Intelligia Solutions Private Limited.
We have Mr. Pankaj Daide with us. Pankaj is passionate about bridging gaps between technology and businesses. With a decade of experience in full-stack Microsoft development and a deep understanding of BA techniques, Pankaj has honed his skill in R&D, lab operations, and PLM, ensuring seamless integration of technology and business processes. Beyond technical expertise, Pankaj is dedicated to building a thriving community of business analysts. As a IIBA leader, Pankaj and his team creates a space where both novice and seasoned professionals can learn, grow, and share their knowledge. From the academia side, we have Mr. Davinder Singh. He is a career mentor and an educationist working closely in the ICT domain. The ever-changing IT domain envisages enhanced skills and updated expertise in the advanced technologies. He has been associated with finishing school for advanced IT training for past 15 years. He has churned the careers of more than 12,000 students. As an astute performer with a comprehensive experience in domains like campus recruitment and placements, campus hiring, employee engagement, training and development, corporate communications, CSR, liaising with various authorities, employee relations, general administration, and many more. Currently, he is the Deputy Chief Placement Officer at CDAC Mumbai region.
Dr. Ashish Hattangadi. Dr. Hattangadi is a co-founder of Sushantanu Enterprises and a professor of Mumbai University's Alkesh Dinesh Modi College since 2015. He holds a PhD from IIT Bombay and PGDCM from IIM Calcutta with a background in computer engineering from Mumbai University. His career includes roles at IIT Bombay, Xeons Numerics, Microsoft India, and ICICI Bank. Dr. Hattangadi has published extensively in international journals and conferences and completed an ICSSR projects funded by the MHRD, Government of India. He is dedicated to lifelong learning, participating in numerous self-development courses, fluent in Marathi, Hindi, and English. He aspires to empower individuals through education.
We have Dr. Seema Purohit ma'am with us. She has a rich experience over 3 decades in the education field. Presently, she is working as Professor Emeritus at BK Birla College under Birla Group of Institutions. She has a MSc, PhD in Mathematics from University of Mumbai, PGDBA in IT and Financial Management from MIT, and MBA in IT Management from Jaipur National University. She is a researcher and a recognized PhD guide. She has to her credit more than 75 research papers published in peer-reviewed and referred journals. She has presented several papers and worked as keynote speaker, convener, reviewer, Program Committee member, and Advisory Committee member for national and international conferences, symposiums, workshops, and FDPs. She has 5 patents for her credit.
I am delighted to welcome our own Professor Om Prakash sir to share the platform with the other panel members. Professor Om Prakash is a course coordinator at MET ICS and MET Institute of Software Development and Research. He is currently pursuing his PhD from Mumbai University. He has 20 plus years of experience in industry and academia. Recipients of Shiksha Ratan Puraskar for contribution to education sector. Published more than 40 papers in national and international conferences and journals. His research interests are into AI and machine learning, e-learning, collaborative learning, and programming languages.
Their diverse backgrounds and experiences will undoubtedly provide an comprehensive understanding of the challenges and opportunities ahead. We also have our students and few alumni with us who will definitely witness an electrifying session and take away maximum out of this. I request all the panel members, please be on dais. Also, I request Dr. Jyotsna Munshi and Abhijit sir to felicitate our dignitaries here.
Thank you for coming. It's my pleasure to host you here. Thank you so much, ma'am. My pleasure to host you here. Thank you so much, sir, for coming and gracing the event. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Request everyone to be please seated. Now, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for being patient. Like the theme has been already said by Reshma ma'am and Abhijit sir, over the years we have witnessed a lot of rapid growth and evolution in the IT industry. Now the market is entirely revolving around AI, ML, cybersecurity, cloud computing, and many more. Post-COVID, we were also introduced for remote working, because of which collaborative tools were introduced in the market. The trend and the need of the hour is sustainability and green IT. I would first put up my question to Mr. Dixon Almeida. So what are the first very significant trends changing and shaping up in the industry?
Yeah, so good morning everyone, and Thank you, MET, for inviting me over here. So, I think the question you asked is what are the trends that are changing the IT industry? I think Reshmi ma'am answered that for all of us already, and she covered most of the topics that I would have wanted to talk here. So, I will still brief on those. And technology in itself is an continuously changing paradigm here. And when I mean technology, I just not mean information technology, but technology that is changing or implemented in every domain of this world. Okay, in the industrial technology or say whatever other domains that the technology is being used. However, the statement that I would want to make here is majority of this technology changes are in the back end. In the back end are dominated by the information technology change. They are supported by this information technology change. The changes in this information technology is so very rapid that it is challenging for all of us at a personal level and even for corporates to keep a pace with it and implement it in accordance with their requirements. However, it is imperative for all of us to keep pace of these changes and make sure that we do not fall behind and we implement it in the right manner to achieve our goals or the corporate goals that are required. The technologies, as I said, Reshmi ma'am covered most of these changes that we talk about. So we have AI, ML, we have robotics, we have 5G or say telecom, we have blockchain as a technology, we have artificial, augmented reality and virtual reality. So if we start with artificial intelligence and machine learning, artificial intelligence is something that is trying to mimic a human behavior, while machine learning is something that is using algorithms to make sure that there is less human interaction to complete the tasks that are required. Both of these technologies together have the potential to bring in major changes in the world in the near future. And they are going to reshape the things we do in our real-time world, even in the corporate and even in our personal lives. One thing that we have to look at very pragmatically is the technology biases that come in an artificial intelligence system. I come from a BFSI industry, and when I look at implementing technologies, I generally look at the risk factors more. And you will see that coming in my talks more than implement the technology per se. So what happens is before I start looking at any technologies, I start looking at the risk factors, which we'll talk about in terms of also cyber security at a later time. But these are the technology biases that come in, the biases that come with AI, say the deep fakes that are coming in, the artificial technology, while we are talking about, can be used in a positive manner, it can also be used in a negative manner. So there are a lot of malicious factors acting in this, using the AI ML technologies to make sure that they have ill-gotten advantages because of that. Then after we talk about AI ML, we have our edge computing, we have cloud computing, we also have quantum computing, we have supercomputers, which were till some point of time, or which are the what you see in the domain of very big conglomerates or only with the governments. But supercomputing is also going to become a consumer level computing at some point of time in the near future. So when we talk about edge computing, ma'am already told us what are the benefits of edge computing. It's something to do directly with the customer, near the customer, or where the data is either consumed or the data is generated. Okay, that is where the edge computing is going to come in place, and that's going to be one of the technologies that is going to emerge in the near future. Of course, we don't have those autonomous cars running on our roads, but they would be definitely coming in very soon, and this is the place where this technology is going to go and help us achieve those goals. When we talk about cloud computing, it is we are already using that. We are growing Day by day into that, there are a lot of data centers, lot of cloud computing, global computing providers that are coming into this place just now. There's a lot of scope for all these students to work in these areas and gain a lot of knowledge and professional advantage. Then we have quantum computing. Quantum computing is going to help us solve a lot of complex problems. It could be mathematical problems, it could be in healthcare, specifically in DNA sequencing, and in scientific areas also. In terms of supercomputers, yes, that's going to help us. Let's not talk about it, because that augmented with the other technologies is going to give us very advantageous growth. In terms of 5G technologies, I'm not personally at my level, I'm not really happy with the way the 3G, the 4G and 5G has been implemented or actually been given to us. But if we look at telecom industry as a whole, okay, it has changed. So while this 3Gs, 4Gs, 5Gs have not worked the way it should actually work, yes, it has improved over 2G. But if you look at our bandwidth that we receive at home today, say a broadband connection, the bandwidth has become so very cheaper, because of which the use of technologies is becoming easier for us. So the growth of telecom industry, there are a lot of opportunities out there, okay, and it's going to grow. We have satellite communications, we can connect through the remotest areas now through these areas. So this industry is also going to grow and help us remain connected and achieve a lot of things that we could otherwise not think of doing in remote areas. Okay, then we have augmented reality and virtual reality. Augmented reality is something, the difference between augmented reality and virtual reality is augmented reality is something that is real, and on top of that we superimpose something that is a bit of virtual, while virtual reality is something what we say would not be real, but we are able to see that as a real thing. Now, what are the use cases for this? So use cases for this are in gaming, marketing, even in industrial areas where we could sit down today, design an industry, create a digital twin, and from a virtual reality perspective, we could figure out whether implementing this particular plant in such a fashion is going to create any issues or not. So those are the things where there's a lot of scope for technology to be implemented. This is a growing field just now. Not much has been done or implemented out here from an India perspective, but there's a lot of scope for that. While we talk about a lot of these things, what we should also look at is how we are implementing this. But before that, I would like to touch on security. While we talk about cyber security, I would typically look at security in itself as a what you say is a domain. Cyber security is a domain part of it. We talk about cyber security and people understand cyber security as the only security out of it. However, now in this world, internet world, yes, cyber security is very important. And what we need to do is, cyber security is not a technology per se, but it is a combination of tools. What we need to understand in cyber security is just by implementing a particular tool or a couple of tools is not going to help us. We have to implement a complete suite of tools that is going to help us. This could change from industry to industry or organization to organization. But what is important is for us to continuously improve on this. Just implementing the tool is not going to help us out there. You have to continuously monitor it, continuously action on it, continuously look at the alerts and continuously upgrade it. Because while we are sitting here utilizing these tools, there is a lot of malicious action that is happening behind the scenes, which is improving itself, which is using technologies maybe ahead of us, and we need to be abreast of this. So from a technology perspective and security perspective, this is very important factor for us. We implement all of these technologies, but if we do not protect them, we might fall prey to a lot of malicious actors out there. In conclusion, what I would like to say is, for us to achieve our goals, okay, we need to put in technologies or a combination of technologies for that goal. Not necessarily because a technology is available, we need to implement it. We need to first look at what problem we are trying to solve or what goal we are trying to achieve. basis that we need to figure out what are the requirements for us and then implement those tools or technologies or services or software, whatever is required.
Alright, great. That was a real deep insight shared by Mr. Dixon. On the contrary, I would like to throw a question for Davinder sir. Now that we understand how the industry is shaping up, right? We saw different tools and technologies emerging in the market, and there could be a wider scope. So what kind of preparation should the institution or, from the academia perspective, we should prepare the students? And I mean, what could be alternatives for the same?
Thank you. Thank you, MET and Dr. Josna and all the organizers for inviting us and having this colloquium. This is the right place for the students sitting out there to understand what exactly industry is looking forward, how industry is growing, rapidly changing. And obviously, at the academia front, there are changes, needs, or desires to be taken into consideration to just go in the line of what industry is requiring. Particularly from the academia, institute, or colleges, the first thing one need to upgrade is industry relevant curriculum. Industry relevant curriculum is the need of the hour. The academia, institute, and colleges, they need to update the content, bring practical approach and application in the curriculum. So far, the Indian education system is typically working on the theoretical part. We need to come to the practical side. We need to implement practical things in the curriculum. Whatever Dr. Abhijit was saying, 2I and 2Q, something like that, we need to really work on that. Those are the segments we need to touch upon. Now coming, once the industry relevant maybe curriculum is ready, we need to have strong basic fundamentals. We talk about AI, we talk about ML, we talk about edge computing. Sir has spoken about various cutting edge technologies, Reshma has spoken about, but these are all achievable when your basic fundamentals and core fundamentals are strong. So making sure core fundamentals and basics are strong, we need to have industry people in the committee, in the teaching domain. We need to bring industry experts in this particular field. Apart from that, what need to be involved or upgraded is that I particularly believe mentoring and mentorship programs need to be involved in the curriculum or in the total course of action. Mentoring is one thing where industry can collaborate with us, academia can reach out to the people who are there in the industry and work along with, because a mentor or a guide can tell the students that what is exactly industry going through, what are the recent changes industry is having, and to align with it, to bring close to that particular requirement, mentoring is most necessary. Introduction of advanced technologies, whatever technologies Reshma has covered in the slides, are actually the lifeline of IT industry. So I'll give you a very simple example. The time when I started my career, I used to have a Symbian phone. Most of you might have started with a Symbian phone. But now, do we have Symbian with us? No. Do we have BlackBerry with us? No. What do we have? iOS and Android, right? So this is what technology is all about. In a span of, since 2008 till 2024, in a span of like 16 years, the mobile era has evolved. It has changed. So introduction of advanced technologies is a must in the curriculum or while preparing the students for the industry readiness. So introduction of advanced technologies through webinars, through seminars, is most important. What happens when the students go for the industry interviews and everything? Most of the HRs will agree with me. They look out for excellent communication skills. Why? The basic funda for this is, at some point of time, you have to interact with people apart from your regular zone or your clients. So communication skills. When I say communication skills, it means soft skills. We need to add this soft skill training in the course curriculum in the college or academia or institutions. Now, Dr. Abhijit spoke about collaborations. I hope everyone must have understand what collaboration is all about. But here, we need to collaborate with the industry to have workshops, to have training modules, and also collaboration between the alumni and the students. Because alumni are the people who will rightly guide the students or the upcoming professionals that what exactly that organization as well as the other organizations are looking forward. Having said all these things, group projects are also important. I myself prefer people coming with projects, relevant projects when they are going in the industry for the making their career in the industry. So to sum up everything, we need to understand that there has been a transcend change or evolution in the IT scale industry. To bridge that gap between the academia and industry, institutes need to come forward. Sir also rightly mentioned, train the trainers. If we are trained with the cutting edge technologies, we will be able to pass on the same to our students and our future professionals. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Devendra sir. My next question is for Dr. Ashish. We deal with students in and out every day, during we are in institutes for teaching, coaching. What are kind of challenges that we face? So, majorly the challenges and how can we overcome that?
So, good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. See, there is a huge gap currently between, as most of the panelists have said, about what is offered in education and what is expected in the industry. So, you need not only good programming skills or good understanding of what the IT industry is all about, but also you need to develop soft skills, okay? So, working in groups, teamwork, working with people who are very different from you. As you know, any industry, it's a huge, especially with globalization happening, you have many multinational companies coming up. So that's a very important thing. Besides that, I think you should have good traveling. You should be a good traveler, okay? In the sense, based on business requirements, they may shift you to various parts of the world as is necessary for them. When I say this, I also want the IT industry to consider work-life balance, because many IT professionals, they have to travel a lot, right? So their families can get neglected, or you may, if you relocate to a different environment, okay? So schooling, education of kids, and so on. You also have to keep on top of the technology, okay? We rather, not you. We also have to be on top of the technology, like what is the impact of technology on a particular domain. And more importantly, you should be aware of the business consequences of your learnings or of your skills, because without that, you may have the best car in the world, but if it does not have a driver or driving wheel, you will not be able to use that car. It's the same concept, right? So if you have the ability to work with different people and like it's done in group projects at various colleges, we can really do well in this IT industry. And another slight warning is that we also need to take care of our health, because too much screen time can lead to a burnout, okay? So that's a very important thing. It looks trivial, but it's very important when you spend 10 years, 20 years in an industry. Fine, so that's from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ashish. Next question would be for Krupesh. Krupesh, we see the entire evolution in the IT segment. What kind of job roles do we foresee in near coming years, and what could be a probable preparation for the same?
Thank you very much, first of all, for inviting me over here. It's one of a kind of experience where we can interact with students and other industry experts. Yeah, coming to job roles, you know, almost everyone talked about many different areas which, where technology is evolving today. You know, it's AI, ML, cybersecurity, cloud computing, a lot of things. So when we look at the roles, so there are many places where we can look around. Like, for example, if we talk about AI, ML, today AI, ML is evolving. I mean, AI, ML has been in the market. Has been in a market since I would say decades, but now is a time where it has taken that hype. Why? Because there is a need in the market. Okay. So when we look at the job, first thing which we need to look at is what is the need in the market. Like ma'am rightly mentioned, technology evolves when there is requirement. If there is no requirement, then technology will not evolve. It will eventually phase out. So with AI also, like AI expert, definitely we need AI expert, ML expert who can create the business value out of different things. When we say AI, ML, the base thing which comes in is data. I mean, how will you create value out of it? You need to have a lot of data for that to analyze. So there is a need for data scientists who can really make value, business value out of that data. And once you create that business value, there will be also a need for people who can actually present that data to the business people who are the decision maker of any organization. So there is a need of people who can, actually make those, values so easily visible to the business owners that based on that they can take decisions. There also we can take, the need of like the UI, UX people who can actually design and, is it working? Yeah, okay. Who can actually design dashboards or like graphical representation of present data in a way that it's very easy to understand. Okay, so like just to give an example, like one of the core expertise which we have is like GIS. So there what we do is we take a map, we take all the business values of an organization, map it on a map. Now once you open that map, the business owner understands, okay, where exactly I have a bottleneck or where exactly the business is growing well. So there are many different criteria on which we show the business values. Okay, so that is one of the things. When we talk about data, there are a lot of things. I mean, we need people who can manage the data because we are not talking about a small amount of data. It's like humongous data. So we need people who can actually manage the data. One very important thing come in is the security. When there is a data, we need to experts who actually can maintain the security of the data. And with this security and data, as we are talking about the huge amount of data, where will we store it? We cannot store it in a local hard drive or something. We need some kind of cloud services, right? So that's where the cloud computing, cloud service providers comes into picture, where we need experts who understand the cloud computing, who, as ma'am rightly mentioned, now we are moving to hybrid cloud. Gone are the days where we were only focused on one cloud service and we used to host everything over there. Now we are into era where we have hybrid clouds, we have multi-cloud services. So we need a very good cloud architects who can actually understand the requirement of the business, and design is based on that. Design the complete architecture and leverage the cloud services based on that. Because just to give a simple example, I mean, there are many clients which we served where we identify that they, for a particular problem, they are creating a solution, they are developing, hosting on the cloud. But one area many a time they miss out is how well it is architected. We have helped our clients to reduce their cost of the cloud services at least by 20 to 25%, just by tweaking some of the other services which they are using. So that's where the cloud architects' roles comes into a major picture, where they can really understand what business needs and how well I can create optimized architecture so that business also have an advantage cost-wise. IoT is also one of the field where a lot of things are happening nowadays. I mean, we see almost all the devices going online. So that's what IoT does. I mean, we even if you talk about industries or even if you talk about consumer electronics, IoT is expanding like anything. So that's where we need engineers who can help make those devices smart. Right? So that's where, other than information or computer guys, we also need people from the electronics and VLSI background there, where they can, further make those smart devices. Because just making smart devices is not enough. We also have to see that how small we can make those devices. Because as we are integrating like millions of devices now online, so we need to make sure that those devices are compact and also scalable. So that's where electronics VLSI guys will come into picture. Also, as we are talking about cloud computing now, like one of the point which we touched base was the kind of electricity need which is there in the market. I mean, data centers are consuming like a lot of energy now. So that's where, I mean, electric guys, the people who have understanding about how well those can be optimized so that data centers can be, have enough energy to run those data centers. I think somewhere I read that in 2025, maybe the need of cloud centers, electricity or energy usage will be in gigawatts. So that's where they will come into picture. So there are, it's not only one field which is going to make an impact, but there are almost, we need a lot of engineers, people from with different expertise. They all can come together and, make everything sustainable, like green energy is coming into picture. So there are like, even if you touch base one area of technology, you will find n number of different job or role requirements. So just one word I want to say to the students basically, because there are a lot of things which are getting hyped and a lot of pressure in the market about the job requirements. As AI is evolving, many people have started getting that fear that AI will take over the jobs. So just relax. I mean, nothing that sort of is going to happen. How AI is helping is like there were a lot of micro jobs which were people were doing. We are now automatizing those things. Now, when we hire people, we look at them to perform at a next level. I mean, micromanagement, micro automatization is done. Now think beyond that. So that's where we will be growing as a community, as a society. So AI is basically helping us to grow as a society. It's not here to take up any jobs or anything. So don't worry, just relax. And there are many areas. I mean, choose any interested area, cybersecurity or AI, ML, data science, IoT. Just pick up one of those areas and you will find a lot of opportunities over there in the market. That's from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Krupesh. I'm sure students here have noted down what are the possible forecasted opportunities in the market, and definitely they would work towards it. And your faculty mentors are always there to assist you for the same, right? Okay. Next question is for Om Prakash sir. So we want to understand, being a part of the academics, how mentorship is playing a very important role for a student, because a student will have a huge transition between, traveling from college to a corporate. So how does a mentorship have a weightage, or how it helps ideally?
So good morning, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, though I'm part of the same family. It's my privilege again to be part of this esteemed panel. Thank you. See, the journey from academics to corporate is a major transition for any student. Now, if you look at the amount of time we are spending in academics is lesser than the time you are going to spend in corporate life. But those 5 or 7 years are more crucial to lay the foundation for your corporate readiness or to survive in the corporate. So I think mentors are playing a major role. To give an example, like he was also saying, mentorship is very important to shape future ready workforce. So just think of a man going in a forest to shoot bears. As he goes deep inside the forest, he's fascinated by rabbits. And he starts shooting rabbits. And at the end of the day, he comes back home without being shot a single bear. Now, what happened? He lost focus. What was his goal? His goal was to shoot bears, but he lost focus. And here comes mentor into picture. So one of the major aspect today student require is goal setting. And mentors should help students to set those goals and track, are they following their goals or not? Now the goal can be anything, like, see, you can have a goal like I should excel in my field or whatever long-term goal he is having. You should start with smaller things, and then you should be able to achieve your long-term goal. And mentors should track the progress of all the students and all the goals that they have set. Now, we can have two types of mentors, as you were saying. Teachers are always there to help all the students, and they are spending more time with teachers. But in addition to that, what is going on in industry and how to, bridge the gap between academics and the industry, we should have alumni mentors as well. So they can provide insights into what are the current IT trends or what actions they should do, so that they can achieve the skills or get the skills that are required by the industry. And as far as teacher mentors are concerned, I think, the curriculum or teaching learning process is going on since so many years. What we have to do as IT professionals or being in IT is, we have to change our curriculum in such a way that it is industry relevant. So like say, many people say that still we are teaching Java or still we are teaching those old technologies. It's not about teaching advanced technology. It is about how you are making that technology relevant to the industry. So even if I am teaching Java or core Java or advanced Java, I should teach it in such a way that it is relevant to the industry. And definitely the mentors can help them to identify what kind of projects they should undertake so that those will be relevant for the industry. So I think mentoring will play a very crucial role. We need teacher mentors, we need industry mentors, we need alumni mentors as well, who can help students on developing a very positive attitude. At the same time, very important, as ma'am has said, emotional intelligence is very important. So on those four fronts, if mentors can help the students, that will be very useful for the students. So that's it from my end. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was a very, very detailed, thought that was shared. Definitely, academicians play a very important role because they spend a lot of time in the institute with them. I mean, almost like 7-8 hours, probably 7 hours. Yeah, for sure. All right. Coming now, Pankaj, I would like to share your thoughts. Basically, for IT hiring, we focus more on IT skill sets, the technical skill sets, right? But equally, how important is, likely Davinder sir said that soft skills should also be included. Along with soft skills, certifications are also something that students take it, maybe from Coursera or Upgrad or any other platform, to upgrade themselves. How effective it is when they go for an interview or approach for any job? What is the weightage for soft skills and the certification both?
First of all, I would like to thank ma'am, MET Institute. I'm also part of the alumni here. I was few years ago. I was also taking MBA from here itself. So it's an awesome feeling altogether. Second thing is, when we talk about certifications, I'll come to certification and the other courses part. Yes, it's very important. It's very important for both the IT professionals. One, for novice who wants to enter into the system. I have been part of the many interview sessions where we intake the interviews and try to take the candidate, try to judge the candidate on various aspects. One of the eye catcher in his or her resume would be the certifications he has completed. What does that tells me as an interviewer is, one, this guy is committed. This guy is committed for the area that I'm interviewing him. So for example, if I'm talking about business analyst, I'm trying to hire a person who is a business analyst by profession, and if he has completed a certification around it, that means his basics are clear. That's first and foremost thing. Second, if he has completed a certification with respect to his functional area, that means he has very solid grasp and hold on his functional area. Now, this is about the seasoned professional. How about the novice one? If, as a student, you are trying to appear for an interview and you have certifications along with you. For example, ECBA, which is entry-level certification for business analyst, right? Once you have that certification added into your resume, you are different from other candidates, for sure. Why you are different? Because you are ready product. Nobody needs to work on your skill set there. You are ready product. If somebody just pulls you and puts you on the project, probability of you performing better than others is much, much higher. So my preference would be you, rather than somebody who has similar communication and similar mark grades. So that is where the certification part comes into the picture. Again, if you talk about other courses like Udemy and Coursera, definitely that also contributes to whatever the skill set or whatever the areas that you want to get into. Let me come back to the soft skill part now. I think many people have already talked about the soft skill part here. I don't know why, but till now, the soft skill part was ignored by the academia. Everybody was running towards the technical aspect of it. Okay, I'll tell you one experience, and that's a serious experience with respect to the interview process. Okay, me being part of the interview panel, we were sitting, right? There is an interview scheduled. Guy comes into the picture. Okay, he has cupboard in his background, okay, which has a mirror which is open. So when we are interviewing, we could clearly see who is passing by in between. Second thing was, we could clearly see the interviews happening on mobile. Okay? Now, in between interview, his headphones did not work properly. Now this guy is taking headphone towards his ear, showing me how clean his ear is. Okay, keeping it down, saying that my headphone is not working fine, which is okay. He putting off the headphone, moves off, try to find another headphone, and we realize through that mirror that he is on shorts. Okay, so even though this person is very good technically, got rejected. Only one thing is, this guy is not serious about his interview. This guy is not serious about his profession. So when we talk about your soft skilling part, I think we should be keeping eye on whenever you are in the interview, make sure you have a decent background, make sure your camera is very well arranged. That first 30 seconds, first 10, 20 seconds, the impression that you will throw at your interviewer will do near about 40% of your job. I'll not say 50, but 40% for sure. Then comes is the skill set. Skill set is something that you're polishing from years, probably 3 years, 4 years, whatever you're spent into the institute. And I'm really happy, Pooja ma'am, Josna ma'am did share with me that you guys are working on their presentation skills, their interview skills. So that's really awesome. Another soft skill I would like to underline here is the networking part of it. This is something that most people ignore. Okay, I would like to give you a moment to you. The moment is most of the hiring, whatever that Naukri.com, other monster.com, that hiring is just 30% of all the opportunities available in the market. Just 30%. 70% of the hiring happens through networking. So go out, connect to the organization who provide you that platform to connect to the other people. Try to check, as sir directly said, try to have mentors from your industry. See where I am right now, where I need to go, and filling this gap, what should I do? And who is going to tell you that? After a certain time, academics goes off. The mentor is the one who has already moved on to that ladder. He knows what problems you are going to face when you are in the industry. So find a mentor. That's an underline from my side. Find a mentor. As a part of IIBA, International Institute of Business Analysts, we provide that network for business analysts. You may find that network in your professions. You may be technical, you may be Microsoft Stack developers, you may be ML person, you may be AI person. There will be some of the other organization present which will provide you that networking space. So I think that's what I would like to conclude with.
Very, very deep insight. Thank you, Pankaj. I'm sure students have noted it down, right? So soft skills also plays real important role during your interviews. Not specifically the same instance, but apart from that, there are many factors. Definitely. Seema ma'am, I would like to ask you with your experience, in the academia and education industry, how can an institute align their
Audible it is.
Sorry for the interruption. With your given experience in the education domain, how well an institution can align with the industry expectations, with the changing trends and all that we discuss about the technologies? What could be the factors that you feel that can be aligned with the industry and we can make it work?
Okay. So I think among the lot, I don't know the ages, but then I have seen all generations of technology and management also. Because I always say, when I received my doctorate from TIFR, now the expiry date of my PhD is over because it is 1990. So with this generation, almost you name an industry and I have a student at the top of their level. So I will share my experiences here because when being a mathematician, natural training was there in logic building, and using your modeling approach to solve problem with any industry. That was my forte. And I still remember, I always share with my students also, I still remember the first computer on which we have created the solutions was 1.2 GB hard disk, 630 MB RAM. So where you have to program or we have to create a new solution, then you have to just delete everything stored in a floppy or whatever it is, and then you have to come up with a new solution. So there actually I used to tell students, see, the effective use of resources is very much important. Now when I was other day, this year I have launched the course on generative AI, so I wanted to convey the same message to them. So I have given them a big problem to solve using the generative AI platform and prompt engineering. So I have switched over. I have stopped taking practicals in platforms, rather softwares or as such. Either I use Collab or any other laboratory where I have the facility to use, again borrow, whether it is Python, whether it is R or Ruby or whatever it is, I can. So first thing is I have learned myself that let me be free from any language or any programming framework, which whatever I am using it. So if my problem calls for a particular language or particular resources, then I should be able to borrow it. So when I have given them the problem, they have got the error. So what was the error? They said that your processing power is not matching and therefore the solution is not generated. So I said, fine, abhi kya karenge? You are not going to get the solution for that. Then I said, see, Google में, Colab में आपको GPU select करने के लिए है, T4 GPU है. So that means you have utilized your processing power for some unwanted modalities, and that's why it has been exhausted. And it takes 1 or 2 hours to release this, so you are able to see it. So then they started using, see this problem which I used to have with 620 MB RAM and 1.2 GB hard disk, and we used to work on DOS operating system. So everything was here. All the commands were in our brain and we used to work. So there was no user or the graphical user interface or no clicking of mouse was there. So here then they started realizing that how to make a good use of memory and the processing power so that even the generating AI solutions can also work in a better manner. So that is the first thing. So while teaching here itself, I feel that because almost every programming languages, I started from Fortran, then GW Basic, rather I should say Fortran, Pascal, whatever it is, then Java, Python, and now Ruby or whatever Gen AI languages are there. So after teaching that, I said, core badalta nahi hai. Your logic is not going to change, only the clothes which you are going to put it on the logic is going to change. So that is your programming language. So the first thing is you stop asking which language or which certification we are going to do it. Don't ask me that. Wherever it is there, you should have the capacity to borrow and you find the resources. So that we have done. So other day, I mean presently, just now we have finished one project. It was a huge data. And it has 5,000 attributes which we had to handle. It was a medical hospital data, and they wanted to have the machine learning modeling approach. So fine, then they started working on it. I said, what you will do? You don't have, you are not doctor, I am not a medico. So how we are going to, because it was related to the prenatal care and the fetal birth. Birth weight and so on. So I said, you will have to go and you will have to read. That's all. Ki kya hai? Unless and until you do it, how you will understand the dependency between the variable. Ki what will be my input variables, what is my input and what output I need to get it. Then they started realizing, and I think they used to sit. So the students are there. So even here in the audience and this, teachers are also there. See, the only solution to make the student work is you will have to give your time also. You will have to sit this with the student and reporting. And I have always been in my life, I always keep a register. And if any projects is there or any development of the solutions is there, they have to sign on the muster. Even if it is student, they will take a casual from me if they are not going to remain present for a particular day. And while also going, he will put the time and do. I never used to say anything. But then that has imbibed the culture of discipline. Ki nahi mujhe, she is going to ask. At the end, EOD, you are supposed to give me that what in a particular day, what you have done it. Why? Because I am really very fortunate for our University of Mumbai itself. for our PG courses, we used to have 60% internal and 40% external. And for that 60% internal, they used to make us, I mean, we used to slog like anything. Why? Because जो 40% paper आता था, वो paper ही समझ में नहीं आता था. So, what we realized, because it used to come any under the sun, any professor used to sit and to understand the question itself. So, we used to slog like anything for that 60% of the internal. And there what they used to give us a 20-25 problems ka sheet. And unless and until you give the solution, you are not going to come out of the room. And that security also personal it was shown. So, if we want to security बोले आज मेरे को जाने दे अभी से it is 7 o'clock, he used to नहीं problem क्या किया क्या solution दिया, he used to ask me. And there was a wallpaper kind of activity, and everyone used to stick it that okay, this is the problem which I have solved, this is the next step I have taken, and so on. So that has cultivated the culture of tracking the problem and not leaving the problem without solving it. So that is what it is there. So with the new generation also I have started working on it. Now suddenly the national education policy has introduced, and that's a good suggestion. Maybe we are losing out some of the core subjects which we used to teach to the full extent. But then there are certain other subjects which we work on the interdisciplinary topics or multidisciplinary approach. So there writing a research paper. So making a research paper after guiding almost 50 students, and so I realized that first and foremost is research is not everybody's cup of tea. Because people may have their own way of expressing it. So maybe writing research paper, but still if you want to make the paper, write it. So now ChatGPT is available. So the first thing what I did is I have requested the college to purchase ChatGPT 4 ka this. You purchase it. Okay. Why? Because see, everything should be available to them. And I wanted to teach them how you will use it. Okay. Or मुझे वहाँ मालूम पड़ेगा whether you are using your brain or not. हाँ. तो उन्होंने पहला presentation सब में आया. I said, without looking at the presentation, you remove these words. Leveraging निकाल दो. Furthermore निकाल दो. Here we are this. All the, see, if you understand ChatGPT, you also know what are the common phrases which are found in the answers given by ChatGPT. You know. So the moment you see the presentation, you come to know कि this is a product. Fine. I said, you remove it. Fine. उसके लिए similar words क्या डालोगे वो मुझे बताओ. अभी first thing is you are doing it. Then they said, नहीं. Then what is the meaning? You are in presentation, if you are putting a single line, then it should be understandable to you. You explain me the meaning. Otherwise, you put 2 words, I am happy with that. I don't want a correct sentence and so on. So that is how I said, so instead of using that cloud AI, आपका ये cloud AI use करो पहले. Then you match the आपके cloud AI का जो solution है, which is given by that, and you tell me what is missing out in the ChatGPT ने क्या दिया नहीं है वो मुझे बोलो. That they have missed out because their database is updated up to 21, 22 के बाद कहाँ उनके पास database update किया है. So whatever the recent this is there, so these are, see, new technologies are bound to come and you have to adopt. So as a teacher, you should be very well aware. So that's why I said first thing when I was interacting, because we have a team where there are industry experts, Cognizant se hai, Accenture se hai, TCS se hai, almost from every company we have a group. So when we discuss, I said give everything freely and then make them accountable to that. That something you have used, whether first thing is you are understanding, whether you have used with responsibility and whether you are capable of molding into your use. Customization आपको करने को आएगा कि नहीं. That is what we have done. So here basically while delivering this, from the teacher as well as students point of view, I should I mean, still I am practicing that. I said, I mean, even yesterday also I have done it. कि if you want to make use of any, ठीक है, आप पढ़ो, लेकिन पढ़ने के बाद whatever, can you transform it into the diagram? Can you forward? आप इसका taxonomy मुझे बना के दोगे? आप मुझे इसका mind map बना के दोगे? So there you apply mind. Use ready-made knowledge, but try to make use of that ready-made knowledge to your advantage. वो हम लोग को करना आना चाहिए. So and slowly, fortunately, students have accepted me. They have not thrown me out of the class. I said, no, because I said this is how I am going to go. Because this is the way. क्योंकि मैं क्या बोलूँगी? आपको तो सब मालूम है. It is there, everything is on the internet. Chat GPT मेरे सामने ही आप, मैं बोल रही हूँ, लेकिन आपके पीसी पे आप क्या कर रहे हो मुझे क्या मालूम है? उधर आप गेम खेल रहे हो या you are asking for GPT the same question या कोड भी वो जनरेट करके देता है, right? Okay, so I don't know, so I want to make it advantage. So that is the first thing. Second thing is, because here technology students is there, necessarily I have asked them to create their own GitHub account. और आज जो भी करोगे, you will upload it आपके GitHub account में, और वो that completion submission, it is on my this. Every morning when I am going to the to face them, before that I have seen all the files कि क्या है उसमें, क्या है, and immediately that response goes to them. ये इधर इसमें नहीं है. You have not done this way. This you have copy pasted from here, and इसके लिए this error is coming, and so on. So these are some things which if you practice it, then students also have it. And for that, I still remember when I just started, when I was heading the department of IT and CS and this, I still remember one girl was there, a newly appointed girl. Actually, she was in a transition period. She wanted to go to the industry, but then because it takes little time from when you pass out and go to the industry, and she taught me a lesson of life. She used to sit, she was very much devoted student. I think you must have, she is a senior director in Accenture, Leena Mankani. So she never used to look at the students. Whenever students used to say, Madam, ye chal raha nahi program, error bol, error bol. This is how she used to shout. So when the student used to read out the error, she used to tell the solution without looking at the code on the desktop of this. And that has taught me lessons. So I used to ask her, Leena, how is it? I know if this error is there, code mein ye problem hone wala hai. I don't want to, I cannot see, I mean, there is no need to see with the code, and so on. So that has the first time in my life, because I was a mathematics professor being put as a head on the computer science IT division. And that is how I started. See, after some time, if you are from management faculty, if you are from technology, because we are online, that screen starts speaking to you. Whether it is data, whether it is code, whether it is any document, that document starts speaking to you. So when that document starts speaking to you, then your thought process starts. Earlier we used to say, because in schools we were taught, aapko likhna chahiye. Why? Because your thought process is connected to your pen. आप पेन ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं लिख सकते, कागज पे कुछ भी नहीं आएगा, unless and until it is over here, no word will come just like that. So now we have stopped using pen. अभी तो type करते हैं हम लोग, because we are more comfortable and so on with that. But still, that generation or that transformation from thought process, putting on the document, that is essential. And lastly, I have said, I am very much skeptical. मैं बहुत उनको ये करती हूँ about their documentation and English. The way they write it, वो WhatsApp का वगैरह language. Nowadays, I mean, I said, I told them my first international paper has come back, and at that time we used to send it by post. It is there was almost, I think, 5,000 to 6,000 was the cost of sending the paper to the. Why it was written? Because I have used ampersand. Instead of using and, I have used ampersand. So, tabhi my first, 89 में ही ये फिक्स हो गया कि if I am writing it in a proper manner, then I should not make use of this. कभी अब आज तक मुझे कभी and लिखने को नहीं आया. So why? Because that was the cost. Because 8 months it was lost. Because reaching to them 4 months, then this comes and so on. So the time lag. So this is what, and I mean, you be careful about the language which you are using it, and the way connectivity. आपके 2 पैराग्राफ में, this is another observation. 2 पैराग्राफ में कुछ connectivity नहीं. 1 paragraph is there, suddenly you are jumping. क्योंकि क्या? वो chat GPT भी वैसा ही देता है. Point wise. At least you connect it, na? So you connect it, and that is how, because there has to be some connectivity. That is what it is going to come. So as an educational administrator, that's why I said, I have the fortune, or maybe I always, pray to God that I had an opportunity to work in management. I was a director over there, technology, science, mathematics, and even the arts faculty, like I had designed one course for Mumbai University in decision making in leadership management, because they used to run that Chanakya Center of International Center. They used to conduct MA in leadership sciences. So they called me, कि आपका quantitative technique कहाँ से आएगा? So I had to design the syllabus. So whether it is any area, any domain, whether it is medical, pharmaceutical, industry, whatever it is there, it is going to be. Let me tell you, 5 years back, I have floated my own company. Why? Because I wanted to show the student that professors can also be the industrialist. और किया, 2 patent लिया. Yeah, she has put agricultural, madam, we have a agrobot which we have been designed, which is put in the practice, and उसका brain development को PhD मिला. Patent तो लिया, कि patent मिल सकता है कि नहीं, if that device or that equipment market में है कि नहीं. That is how we have to know it. And as a researcher, I must do the intelligence. I have to put the intelligence or brain development. तो उसके ऊपर मेरे एक PhD students को उसका PhD thesis करवाया. So the circle is complete. You have done the brain development. Mechanical engineer का team पकड़ा उसमें, तो robo is already been designed and it is being working. So it can happen. Then it can happen. They say, I was telling you the medical data also. The medical data also, we never knew, but then now we have realized that there are expectations from IT, anybody. I mean, I have been experiencing, this is my daily experience, कि अरे तुझा AI है करेल काय? That is what they ask. अरे आपका AI करेगा क्या? I said, करेगा ना. आप मेरे को data दे दो, वो भी करेगा. Because it is basic, machine is a dumb fellow. You have to populate it with the knowledge and the data. If you are going to give me your requirements, if you are going to give me the data, then my AI is going to work. So I think this is with this, whatever I wanted to share, I have shared it. Thank you.
A great experience shared and answered, and today's students have come to know that with the technology evolving, even the professors and faculty is also evolving, right? And they have to. Yes. Thank you so much for all the panel members to be here. I request you to please have a seat, and we will proceed with the next session.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Pooja, for moderating the panel discussion in such a beautiful way. Before we proceed to the next part of the session, which is an interactive activity which is being conducted by our resource person, Dr. Neil Sequeira, I have the honor of introducing our trustee, Shri Pankaj Bhujbal sir is here to grace the occasion with us. I will just request sir to please come and say a few words, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. A very nice session is going on, and really, I am also a student here to hear all the great faculties over here, as you have seen how faculties also have evolved with the students as the technology after the COVID, I think so, it has run going faster and faster, and that is why that adaptation with the not only for the student, but again for the teachers also, it has been important. So I think so, year or 2 years time, the faculty members have also groomed themselves going to the computers and learning the different skills like the AI, machine learning, everything. Yes, it is very important right now because the world has changed, and yes, the world used to change in 10 years down the line, but after the COVID, it has changed immediately and drastically. And that change and adaptation, we have to go through that. We are also facing those issues, and we are trying to overcome them by faculty training. But really, I am really happy and honored that all these dignitaries have come over here, and I welcome all of you over here. So thank you very much.
A very good afternoon, everyone. Once again, a very warm welcome to you all. I'm Pratibha Naidu, a team member of Corporate Relations. The next part is interactive session. Dr. Siqueira, sir, will we take this session? Dr. Neil Siqueira is an electronic engineer from Mumbai. Post-engineering, he has done his post-graduation in material management from Indian Institute of Materials Management. He holds independent master's degree in business and personal and industrial relations and a fellowship in management from IIS WBM, Kolkata. He is a qualified psychologist with a master in psychology from the University of Madras, an alumnus of IIM Kozhikode, where he completed his executive post-graduation with a dual specialization in marketing and strategy. In a career span of 33 years, he has worked in different capacities in organizations like Siemens, Duckens Group, Bombay Stock Exchange, Hinduja Hospital, Kokila Bhen Hospital, and he is currently Chief Operating Officer at Thane Cancer Hospital. His area of interest includes human behavior and operations. He is a visiting faculty for many management institutes, and he is a professional counselor. He spends his free time watching movies and listening to rock music. We welcome you, sir. Now I request our trustee, Mr. Pankaj Bhujbal, sir, to please come on the dais to felicitate Dr. Neil Siqueira, sir. Thank you, Pankaj, sir. I request Dr. Neil Siqueira, sir, to start the session. Thank you. Sorry, sir.
Very good afternoon to all of you. And as the esteemed panelists of the last session were talking, I really felt out of place because when it comes to technology, I'm absolutely an infant and a novice. I work with a lot of brilliant technology people, but somehow, you know, I've never been able to up my technology skills. What I'm going to talk to you about today is something which is absolutely essential to human life, right? And something which we take for granted till you actually meet somebody who doesn't have this particular thing. I'm going to talk to you about a very, very simple thing called happiness. Simple, but yet so complicated. And why did I choose this topic? Because I was very sure there are, most of you guys would know a lot of stuff about this, but I thought that, if you're happy, let me make you more happy. If you're joyful, let me make you more joyful. And I really believe that that's the most important thing that's required in life. So who's running the presentation? You? Okay, next slide. So let's say you had fallen asleep in the year 1960. There was a movie, a beautiful Sandra Bullock falls asleep and then she gets up after 20 years. And you get up today. What would you see? Other than ChatGPT? What would you see? What would you see in a world which is today after so many years? Tall buildings, okay, very good. Anything else? You would see people all on their mobiles, right? So I was with Bombay Stock Exchange and they had this friend of mine, Kevin D'Souza, he was our CFO, and he told me, I went to Japan and in the train, nobody looks at anybody. I said, why, Kevin? Which pretty Japanese girl you saw who wanted to? No, they're all looking at their phones. So mobiles, of course. You would see people going to the amazing restaurants, family of 4, and all 4 busy on their mobiles. It's a very common scene. What else? What else? Pardon? Materialistic happiness. Okay. Anything else? People hiding from the family but sharing with the world. People hiding from the family and sharing with the world. I expected an answer from you. Okay, that's good. So, disconnected. Distracted. Okay. Anything else? Internet addiction. Older version of mine. Slimmer version. Okay. Anything else? Yes, sir. Polluted air, water and mind. When it came to men, sir, the mind was always polluted. It's only... It was always polluted. Probably we were more open about the pollution. And I think women are finally accepted. So I had this patient of mine, I do counseling, and I had this patient of mine, and this patient of mine one day came to me and she told to me, she said, doctor, God has blessed me with a lovely husband. I said, yeah, tell me. He doesn't drink, he doesn't gamble, he's so good, he's so nice, he's so caring. I heard it all. I said, good, good, good. And you know what? He doesn't look at other women. I said, no, you got it wrong. I said, there's something wrong with this guy, okay? But let us see what has happened. This is statistics till 2000, okay? I don't use ChatGPT, so I can only go to the internet. That's my limitation. But statistics till 2000, divorce rates are twice, okay? 3 times teen suicides. These are global statistics. 4 times increase in crime. Prison populations have gone up 5 times. Okay, I work for Thane Cancer Hospital. It's a 600-bed upcoming cancer hospital in Thane, which we are building, along with the Thane Municipal Corporation. And I had a chance to visit, the prison. And I tell you, these prisons were designed by the Britishers, and today there are n number of prisoners who are there inside. Same with the Thane Mental Hospital. 6 times babies born to, unmarried parents. 7% cohabitation. So much been talked about live-in relationships. A very interesting talk, but they have told me that they'll call me another day for a topic, and that day the hall will be full. I'm very sure when we talk about live-in relationships and all. And 10 times depression. If you go back to probably your parents or grandparents and you say depression, they'll say, what is depression? Hey, depression काय असतं? आम्ही सकाळी उठायचो, काम करायचो, स्वयंपाक करायचे आणि झोपायचो. छोटेशा 10च्या 10 खोलीत गिरगावमध्ये राहायचो. एवढ्या मोठ्या घरात आता डिप्रेशन काय? आजोबाला डिप्रेशन होतं, आजीला डिप्रेशन होतं. तुम्हाला काय डिप्रेशन? What is depression? So people had never heard of depression, and today we talk about depression. So let me ask you a simple question. What would make you happy today? I was very happy last night. I live at Vadala, very close to Dadar station. I went out with 5 of my gym friends, and I had a lovely time, 1 quarter of magic moments, 2 bottles of tonic water, and so I was very happy, very, very, very happy. I was not the CEO of a cancer hospital. I didn't even think of cancer. I was very happy. So what would make you happy today? You don't have to give me that answer. I want to ask yourself this answer. So contrary to popular belief, let me tell you how the brain functions. Happiness is not a natural state of mind. I'll tell you why. Fear, anger, despair, rage, etc. are survival techniques. So the Neanderthal man went out to hunt. Right? And he all the time protected his skin around. So fear, anger, etc. Curiosity, delight, joy, happiness, etc. is growth. It is actually growth. So while people talk about technology, growth in technology, this, that, etc., when I look at it, you have grown if you are more happier, you are more interested in what you're doing, you're more joyous, etc. So, our current culture, we pursue happiness. Correct? So I think Sunny Leone is going to give me happiness. Oh gosh, I can tell you, all the men are same. Huh? I once again saying, everybody, you should see, there were a couple of them who were just going to fall asleep. They heard Sunny Leone and they're up. But actually, I get Sunny Deol in the bargain. So most of the times we pursue happiness. So what do? We think a job is going to give us happiness. So when I ask many of my students, where do you want to work? They say, I want to work for Google. And you know why they want to work for Google? Because they read in the newspaper, sorry, not newspaper, maybe on some, they don't read newspapers, Yeah. They read it on Insta that somebody got a very nice salary, and they read that this is a lovely place to work, there's Coke and all on the tap, nice pods, they can come in, go out anytime. They can wear casuals, it's a very big thing for them. Poor guys have to wear these suits and come in the rain. Look at them behind. And that's what they want. And when they don't get, you think a car is going to give you happiness. And when the first car doesn't give you, go to the bigger car. And then you move to the bigger car. You think a house is going to give you happiness. So you move from 1 BHK to a 2 BHK. Not only that, your house is in Dombivli, you think Mulund is going to be better. Gosh, what are you guys thinking here? Not realizing the differences between a house and a home. So, many a times, we pursue happiness. So, we'll talk about the gentleman called Frankl, Viktor Frankl. He was a brilliant neurologist and a psychologist. Very, very intelligent man. Did a lot of work and then was sent to the concentration camp in Auschwitz. Right? And there, he realized amongst that chaos, we talk about adversity here in India, but if you see what happened to the Jews in Auschwitz, they were killed, they were tortured. He was actually able to deduce something called as positive psychology. And we'll see what is that in some time. Frankel said that you can't pursue happiness over a period of time. You have to ensue and you will actually learn to become happy. Right? You will learn to become happy. And you have to seek happiness in things that you do. How to do that? We will see. The pursuit of happiness. He said you run pursuit of happiness. I was in college, I went to Khalsa College, and I went to Don Bosco High School, Matunga, and it was an all-boys school. And in all-boys school, when you move out from an all-boys school and you put into a college where there are very pretty ladies, it's very chaotic. So I had this very, very pretty lady, sir, called Seema Sharma. I hope your surname is not Sharma. Thank you. I used to full day run after her. Full day. Pursuit of happiness. अरे मैडम आप सिर पकड़ के हंसता है लेकिन मेरा आफ्टर आई सॉ हर विद अनदर बॉय मेरे को भी सिर पकड़ के आई ऑल्सो सैड दैट वे सो हैप्पीनेस does not come in running after things. Okay. Another thing is we really think we are very poor predictors what is going to make us happy. So after I did my engineering, I came from a lower middle class Christian family. And at that point of time, people said you had to either be an engineer or a doctor or you're useless. So I became an engineer because I didn't know anything about medicine at that point of time. My father was an electrician, so I said, let me up the ante, let me become an engineer. And I worked for some time and I was so happy with 3,000 rupees salary. 3,000 rupees. I began as an apprentice. 500 rupees salary and 460 rupees I used to get, 60 rupees in my pocket, 400 rupees, but I was very happy for some time. Then I wanted more, and I wanted more, and I wanted more. That is not, we are very poor in predicting what is happening. These things which we think are happy make us happy for some time. It's natural. Yesterday I told you I was very happy. Morning I got up, I'm back to square one. So events, you'll have to excuse my wacky sense of humor, right? But I have to keep you entertained and I'm standing between you and lunch, so I've got a tough job to do. And good things that we think make us happy don't make us happy as much as we expect. So this is something about depression which we've heard so much, and I'll take questions on depression. I've done a lot of work on depression. I once again repeat, I've done a lot of work on depression and not on depressing people. Let me clarify that, okay? Don't get me wrong. See the statistics today. 8 million new cases of depression every year. And you'll be shocked. 50% of these are among young people. So if you thought depression is because you don't have anything, and very interestingly, if you think that depression is among the lower socioeconomic class, you are highly mistaken. This is a big myth. Right? So we'll talk about that. And companies, pharma companies, are really making a lot of money selling antidepressants. And nobody knows how to deal with this. Next slide. Go next slide. Just go back. So then when do we say a personal is dysfunction? Okay? A dysfunctional person who feels that he cannot love somebody and somebody cannot love him. And that is one end of the spectrum which is very, very worrisome. So, why should we be happy? Not only for us. Happy people are smarter and more creative. Happy people have more stable and happy marriages. Right? Happy people make more money. Happy people make more money. Happy people are healthier and live longer. Happy people are more altruistic and generous. And most important, I think, Look at the times in our life where there is somebody who's happy, he enters the room and everybody becomes happy. Right? So, I don't know how engineering works now. In my time, used to go to an engineering college and we had a terrible subject. This has been a long time, called applied mechanics. Right? How many engineers here? Most of you? Yeah? Okay. Applied mechanics, sir? You had? So I went to Sabu Siddiq College of Engineering. Applied mechanics. I mean, I really still don't know that subject, what that subject stood for. I thank the Lord Almighty for passing me through that subject. I still don't remember. And there used to be people who used to say, applied mechanics, we'll fail, we'll repeat the year, this, that. And we used to say, no, please don't talk. And then there used to be this one guy, Are 3-4 mein to KT lag hi jata hai, don't worry. Situation is the same. Happy people make the environment happy. Unhappy people make the environment sad. A happy boss who comes to office, and this is important for all of those of you who are bosses, when you enter a room, people are waiting for you. I don't want you to, they said it has to be interactive. I don't want them to raise hands and say who's an unhappy and lousy boss, right? Even though they would not want me to give them a chocolate. But an unhappy person, let me assure you, people are hoping that you go on leave. People are hoping you do foreign tours. If US, they are all the more happy. अरे जायला एक दिवस लागतो परत यायला एक मग तुला माहित आहे का 2 दिवस जेट लॅग असतो साहेब येणार नाहीत नाही रे एक आठवडा मजा करूया. Now let me ask you a question. What is the use of your prowess, of your degrees, of your intelligence, of anything in the world if people around you have this attitude to you? And let me assure you, they'll talk about the same thing when they come to, either cremate you or bury you or whatever. Right? So, that's why it's important that we have to try to be happy. So here, so you must be saying, so what the dash is, how does one be happy? So this is the biopsychosocial model. It says there are 3 aspects which create happiness. One is biological, second is psychological, and third is social. Okay? So biological, first, is there genetic predisposition to happiness? Yes, absolutely. And more worse, there is definitely genetic predisposition to depression. So, as a doctor, let me tell you, if one of the parents are depressed, does it pass from the parent to the child? Yes, it does. If both the parents are depressed, does it? Yes. Statistically, 45% of either of the parents have committed suicide. There is a chance that 45% one of the children will commit suicide. So it is genetic. Second, it is your ability to control temper. Very, 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 very touchy topic, temper. Go back to your lives and sir is already smiling. I mean, how many times a nasty temper has actually ruined things? And why does it happen? It happens because, let me explain to you. There are 2 different parts of the brain, the emotional part of the brain and the logical part of the brain. We all know that. The emotional part of the brain comes from a part of the brain called as the amygdala. Fortunately for us, it's a very small part of the brain. But I tell you, man, when it takes over, it kills your logical part of the brain. I can tell you 12 pathetic relationships I've had, not with women, not with men, relationships. Because my mind was working emotionally. So, the stupidest mistakes you would have committed would be at a time when you're very, very emotional. Right? So, that's why whenever you have to resolve a conflict, it has to be logical and it has not to be emotional. For those of you in the room and you have got children and you're very angry and upset with them, and they have done something terribly wrong, getting angry, getting emotional, getting disturbed about it is not going to solve the problem at all. It has to be a logical approach. Wait for the amygdala to sleep. Then you will be able to negotiate and talk sense. If you are going to say like, Ajay Devgan Aata Maji Satakli Mala Raag Yeto, it doesn't work. That only works for him, it doesn't work for us. Then comes your physical health. And let me tell you, with all due respect, nobody takes care of it. Very, 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 very sad state in our country. Very sad state in our country. I mean, I'm telling you, I see reports every day of people who are so reckless about their health. In ITS तो बात ही मत करो आप लोग. मैं तो कट्टी करूंगा आप लोगों से. All of those who are young people who say, अरे मैं ये करता है, मैं वो करता है, मैं तो खाली 4 घंटे सोता हूँ यार. These are all terrible things. You will not see the impact of what you do between the age of 20 to 35 or 40 till you're 40. You have got all the time in the world to sit on a project, sit on a computer, burn the night oil, and you don't have time to take a 45-minute walk. I tell a lot of young ladies or mothers who are reckless about their health. Ask yourself this question: if something happens to you, who's going to take care of your children? Why do you take health so lightly? So, healthy people are definitely more happier than unhealthy people. Then comes the psychological aspects. How well are you able to cope with negativity, with problems? How are your social skills? And how important you think you are? What do you think about yourself? And then are your family, your relationships, and your ability to handle trauma. So, when you talk of personal wellness or happiness, it is intellectual. I don't think intellect is a problem at all with this generation. Not at all. In fact, it probably works against them. It works definitely for them. Then is your social skills. Your ability to speak to people, talk to people, joke to people, have a sense of humor, be happy, have fun. Then is emotional state. Your ability to connect to the emotional side of people. Then is your vocational, what job you do. How happy are you actually doing that job? I work for a company like Siemens and I went about doing, and I used to wonder, what am I doing? Working on 4 to 20 milliamps, thyristor AC drives, DC drives, SCADA control systems. Not making any sense to me. So how much do you actually like what you're doing? You're spiritual. And this has nothing to do with what religion you practice. Please don't misinterpret. Those of you who think that spirituality has something to do with religion are totally mistaken. Spirituality is doing good, is goodness, is your ability to actually connect to your soul, whichever religion you follow, even if you don't follow a religion. And then, of course, is the physical well-being. So, this is a brilliant research. It's called as the nun study. So, a group of nuns in a monastery, okay, the church, the Roman Catholic Church, is an extremely bureaucratic system. If you all have not understood the bureaucracy of the church, IPS, YPS तो पानी कम है उसके सामने. IS, Indian Administrative Service, very, very extremely, our Pope and our bishops and our cardinal, madam knows, and our parish priest and all that, everybody. So this is a very interesting study. A group of nuns at a monastery were told to write what they feel. Absolutely. They were told to write essays on their current state of mind and what they feel. Those nuns wrote an essay, right? And they were put in a file and folder and they were kept. After 60 years, when they were renovating, somebody found this bunch. And then they went back and they did research. And they found out that those nuns which had written positive things and who were happy through the current situation had actually lived longer. than those who had actually, written negative things. Next slide. Now, please don't misinterpret that I am going to be happy and I am going to have a healthy heart. No. This is not that. तो बोला कि डॉक्टर नील मिले थे, बोला happy and let us have burgers, beer, and no. But all other things remaining constant, heart disease, has a lot to do with stress. And this is not eustress, this is negative stress. Your lipid buildup is because of negative stress. We have a Surya Kumar Yadav who runs and puts his body through so much of terrible trauma. We have a Messi who does that. We have a Ronaldo who does that. But at least till now they don't have any signs of, because they love doing it. And of course, we presume they have nice bosses also. Right? Next slide, please. Okay. I was told to make this interactive, so here it is. These are Giltay's optimistic questions. We're going to tell you whether you're optimist or, you're pessimist. The first question, I expect much from life. You can click a picture of this, please. I want everybody to click a picture of this. You can use this for any particular situation. I expect much from life. Second, I do not look forward to what lies ahead of me in the years to come. 3, my day seems to be passing slowly. And 4, I am full of plans. 4 simple questions. Right? Okay. Now, I want you to actually write an answer to these questions. Somewhere. Let's go to the next slide. If you fully agree to the first question, give yourself 2 points. Okay, you can click this. This is the key. And then total out. So how many of you are optimistic here? I'm not supposed to manipulate marks. Huh? Don't go back now. Don't tell me you guys are using calculators to total. Yeah, how many optimists here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My God, others are having a lot of problems in their life. I mean, please share their addresses and all with me. Good clients here. Okay, next. Happier people have better married lives. Okay, because they have less fights. Okay, and they are more compromising. So whatever your wife goes on telling you, you have the ability to listen, and your ability to listen it from here, and you are happy. Okay. Okay, we should meet and talk about it. This is lovely ad, no? I mean, of Imperial Blue, men will be men. I always. More likely to have a larger circle of friends, more attractive, independent of physical beauty, more likely to marry and stay married, and easier to feel compassionately connected. So, what increases happiness? So, what makes you happy? First is moderate pleasure. Please don't focus your life around pleasure. This will be any pleasure. You have to learn to enjoy, but you have to learn to enjoy moderately. Right? When you go to the bar, there is always, the guy can feed you, can give you one full bottle of Teachers. Teachers is the name of a whiskey, for those of you who think that it is, yeah, Teachers. Yeah, Signature. Or Teachers and then Signature. The poor people who I wonder will say, what? क्या बना दिया हमको? Teachers बोलेंगे. They put हमको bottle में उतार दिया बोले. जो students बहुत बार करने की कोशिश करते हैं. So, don't focus on too much of pleasure, whatever pleasure it is. Social skills, please, I think, surround yourself with positive people. Talk to people. There are two stages in life where you need very good friends. Remember this. One is when you're a teenager, those are your formative years. And second is when you're on the verge of retirement. I can't tell you how much difference it makes having good friends at these points of time. At other points of time, of course, you need good friends around you, but these are the most important times when you need friends. Be optimistic. You know what? I mean, you guys are worried about, I always tell my patients, you're worried about so many things which are within your control. What are you worried about? A job? It's within your control. Your economics is within your control. Most of the things are within your control. The greatest tragedies are totally beyond your control. You learn to realize all of this is absolutely frugal and meaningless when you start working for a hospital. Every person having a terrible disease, or many people who are brought into that hospital, when they got up in the morning, they never knew that would happen to them. So the greatest of your problems in life are not going to come announced. So don't be worried about things which are within your control. Be optimistic. Do something with a sense of mission. All of us are professionals. All of us get paid at the end of the month. But that is not the reason why we are living our lives. That is important. Money is important. Otherwise, how will I sit in a bar? And how will I get creative? But at the same time, that should not be my focus. Because if that is going to be my focus, when I don't get it, I'm going to get depressed. Gratitude. Be thankful. Be thankful. I'll tell you a personal story. I lost my mother in 1999. One day in the morning, everything was fine. By evening, she grew terribly sick. On 5th of September 1999, she passed away. And I and my younger sister went through 6 torrid months of our lives, probably the worst. And at that point of time, ma'am, we realized what a woman of a house and what a mother does. Right, I couldn't find my handkerchief. Handkerchief, to clothes, to this, to that. So many little things she did. And you know what? Never had a chance to say thank you to her. If you want to be happy, and if you want to make people happy around you, thank them. Not because you are doing a great justice to them or something to them, because they deserve it. They deserve it. The guy who picks up your garbage, he deserves a thank you. If he's not going to pick up a garbage, you don't. Your subordinates. As a boss, you think, अरे क्या बोलने का उसको? Appraisal तो देगा ना? बेचारा मेरे सामने ऐसा झुक के आता है. But no, if the guy screws up, you will be into big trouble. Right, and at the end of the session, thank me also. Next slide. Worry. So I have this lovely cousin. Mangalorean, Goan, ma'am? Goan, so we are Mangalorians, So I'm Mangalorian. So I have a cousin of mine, brilliant son, went to Grand Medical College and then became a doctor in the US, a psychiatrist. And typically like Mangi mothers, his mother was looking out for an alliance for him and she was so worried. चेडू जाय, चेडू जाय, चेडू जाय, चेडू जाय. What? There are no doctors in our community, this, that, etc. So much of worry. Tell me, why are you worried? It's okay. One day the boy calls up, hi mom, how are you, this, that, etc. Wait, I want to talk, you talk to somebody. Wait, Ule. Some white, uppity girl who says, hi mom, I'm so, I'm half of the thing my poor cousin can't understand. And then she gives the phone back, and like mothers, mothers have this innate ability to pick up the right things. Full conversation, she picked up that usne mere ko mummy bola. Why did she call me mummy? No mom, we got married today morning. And she was so upset, and then she called me up and she says, Neil, this is what happened, this, that. I said, it's okay, relax. I mean, you're lucky the other person is a girl. I mean, count your stars. He could have done it, right, in the US. I mean, then what would you have done? That changed the perspective for her. I mean, you don't have to actually worry. Worrying doesn't solve any of your problems. Any of your problems. Your child is not studying, you're worried. You're worried about a new boss that is going to come. You're worried about everything. You're worried about the rain. Don't be worried. Because situation will never change. तुम्हारा बॉस खड़ूस था, तुम्हारे वरी करने से वो सुधरने वाला है नहीं. तुम्हारा पति दारू पीता है, तुम्हारे वरी करने से वो दारू पीना छोड़ेगा नहीं. Nothing is going to change. I'm not saying live with it. I'm saying don't worry. Devise a strategy on how do you actually make your child to study. So there's no point in worrying. So can money buy happiness? So David Geffen, have you heard of David Geffen? The head of Geffen Records, one of the directors of SKJ, the movie production company. Very big media executive in the United States of America. Now that you are a billionaire, are you happy? So David Geffen says, anybody who believes money makes you happy does not have money. So amazing, no? Money is not the ultimate thing which makes you happy. I have had patients who have had tons and tons of money, who own BMWs and Mercs, and they can't sleep at night. And I know some amazingly poor people who are absolutely happy. We had a poetry, in Marathi. या झोपडीत माझ्या राजा सजी महाली सौख्य कधी मिळाला ती सर्व प्राप्त झाली या झोपडीत माझ्या. Where the guy says, I have got everything what the king does not get. भूमीवरी पडावे तारांकडे पाहावे प्रभु नाम निमित्त गावे या झोपडीत. I'm sleeping, I'm seeing through a thatched roof, but I'm seeing the stars. So when I look at myself in the mirror, I say, I'm looking like Jason Statham. I'm looking like Vin Diesel. I don't even look at that hair growth ads. दिखता ही नहीं है मैं. Right? Go back one slide. So what do you do with money? With money, enjoy the money by creating positive memories. Spend that money. Go out with your family, spend time with your kids, give them great times, enjoy, okay? And share that money and do something worthy, where you create value for generations to come. And I tell you, it gives you great amount of satisfaction. Next slide. So, happy life is taking, meaningful life is giving. So you move from happiness by actually giving to people. Yeah. So, I told you about Frankl, right? So this is the guy, Viktor Frankl. You please read this book, Man's Search for Meaning. So what did Frankl do? When Frankl was put in a concentration camp, this is very interesting. He started actually observing people. That even in those circumstances, he found people doing a lot of meaningful work. He found people helping other people. He found people, sewing other people's clothes. He found people. So he said that when people are proactively and positively engaged and they are doing activities where they believe that they are actually doing something for others, their tendency to live and hope is automatically generated. You have to understand, he was in a concentration camp. I mean, if you want to really see how concentration camps have worked, you should watch a movie called Schindler's List. It's a beautiful movie. He said that finally it is finding your meaning in life. And I really loved, ma'am, the way you spoke. It was from the heart. I mean, you reminded me of so many of the amazing teachers I've had. Really, honestly. Simplicity and from the heart. And you realized when she went on talking and talking, you realized that her meaning in life was just to give. And I think all teachers in this room should actually realize that our objective in life is to give knowledge. And that is something which nobody can take from these people. And if teachers start doing this, every one of us remembers a teacher who actually put us through this. And that is the way we should remember. Next. People are hungry, huh? Ma'am, we'll have to. What's your name? Bhakti. I owe you a drink. Do you drink? No? Chas, lassi, fresh lime soda, everything. I'll also have a fresh lime soda with a little bit of magic moments. That's a Sasta Sundar Tikau brand. Okay, vodka. Okay. So what do? Let us appreciate the lives that we have. आदमी खुद की दुखों से ज्यादा ना साहब दूसरों की सुखों को देख के परेशान होता है. Yeah, you're all the time. I always tell people are not, you want to actually see the face of a person, na, you have to see the Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card is the true picture. Don't look at Facebook. Facebook, Insta, that is all this phone ka kamal. Government camera, Aadhaar card, that will tell you exactly how a person looks. So don't look at others and see. I was a big fan of Kobe Bryant. You have heard of Kobe Bryant? The Black Mamba. Brilliant basketball player. I used to say, wow, yaar. Every black woman in the country would want to be with him. Such a great athlete. But you know what? I'm much more blessed than him. Today I stand and talk to you. He unfortunately died. The fact that you are living today itself, you should be happy and gratitude about it. We take our life for granted. So remember, always be gracious. Always invest in yourself. There is no end to investing in your potential. There is great amount of potential. Okay? Next slide. So all of us, in India, very, very interesting. So why are Indian parents so depressed many a times? So I used to work with a lot of parents from Villa Teresa School in Pedder Road, and parents are so worried. He doesn't study. I said, he's getting 80%. No, doctor, but today you need at least 98%. I said, I don't have a solution for this. So, as a part of our culture, it's amazing. Our joint family culture is amazing. So we not only nurture our kids, we earn for our kids also. You find people earning. For whom? For the kids. But abroad it is not that way. So abroad parents, their stresses are about themselves. The depression, here if a child doesn't study, the mother gets depressed. And child doesn't study means child doesn't get 90%. I'm not saying he doesn't study at all. A mediocre student like me would be nowhere today. Madam said absolutely right. The marks at that point of time, I was lucky enough. I got 82% and got at least into Khalsa College. Aaj to security pe bhi mere ko khada nahi karega wo. So don't be worried about, this thing. You try to actually invest in them, try to give them good education, try to There's so much of competition. There is competition, it's a rat race, but it's a rat, no, finally. All of you want your children to go to the US. All of you want to send him to become Rishi Sunak. The poor guy lost yesterday. What is most important is, let me tell you, your children should love you. You should love your child. Give him the right education. They will find a way. At the end, you may want them to be the best engineer and doctor. The guy may say, where have I landed? So give good parenting skills, give them love, give them affection, interact with them. Interact with them, that is more important. Every time you should not be sitting on their head and, whipping them. Every parent today wants the child to, wear underwear outside pant. Superman. Normal man wears underwear inside pant, Superman wears underwear outside pant. You all want him to, वो बेचारा बच्चा म्यूजिक क्लास जाता है, स्विमिंग क्लास जाता है, फुटबॉल जाता है, पढ़ता है, वापस पढ़ाई भी करता है. So where exactly? Just let them grow. They will be brilliant. It's a great generation. They are very intelligent. Put the right values in them, and that is what is more important. Tell them the values of love. Tell them the values of relationships. If they are boys, teach them to respect women. Many of you women blame those bad men, no? Let me tell you, there is a woman who is to be blamed. Women, mothers should teach their sons how to behave, and fathers should actually implement it. Next slide. So, we cannot change genetics. Genetics to mera father Gerald Sequeira. How I wish, he had lovely long hair like my friend over there. He was sitting there in the suit. लेकिन बेचारा वो भी मेरे जैसा है, genetically मैं भी वैसे हो गया. So that I cannot change. It's too late in life. Okay. Circumstances are 10%, but what happens is the way we react. बॉम्बे में ट्रैफिक जाम है, ट्रैफिक जाम है. बैंड्रा दैट जंक्शन से लेके दैट लकी बिरयानी तक आई विल गेट स्टक. अबे उसमें बैठ के फ्रेटिंग, फ्यूमिंग, गवर्नमेंट को गाली देने का, बीएमसी को गाली देने का, अपने आप को कोसने का, कुछ चेंज नहीं होने वाला है. The only person probably भुजबल साहब will be able to at least बोला मैं मिस्टर भुजबल तुम्हाला सोडतील ते बहुतेक, आमच्यासारख्या माणसाला बसा इकडे, काय नाही दिसत नाही का तुम्हाला. So please don't, it is your reaction to situations. Next slide. So happiness is not some button. People tell me, how are you able to joke, this, that, etc. You think I don't have problems? I have huge amount of problems in life. Lot of problems. But then, it is the way you accept them. Next. So, there is a very beautiful movie called Ivan Almighty. You should watch it. So in the Bible it is written that, when God wanted to finish off the world, he built an ark and, he put all species of animals into that. Do any act of random kindness. Any act of random kindness. I help one unknown patient every day. Every day I get a call, साहब हिंदुजा में अपॉइंटमेंट मांगता है, कोकिलाबेन में मांगता है, टाटा में ये नहीं मिल रहा है. I don't even know the person. And I tell you, it really makes me happy. Why? Because I believe that's the purpose of my life. As a clinician, if God has put me at that place, it is for me to do His work. Teachers, one act of random kindness. For all those teachers in the room, it's very nice for us to be affiliated with intelligent students. अरे वो जवाब देता है ये. Look out for the weaker ones. Support them. Talk to them. They need your support. Okay? Be thankful, be thankful to what you have. Write it in a journal. Thank people. Write a letter to somebody who has helped you. Connect with others. Please, khadus mat bano. Seriousness is not cool. She gave a very long list of my degrees. मेरे को देख के ऐसा लगता ही नहीं है मैं ऐसा है. नहीं लगता ना साहब? That is the greatest compliment. So, connect with other people, talk to people, spread happiness, right? You are the only mammal which has the ability to smile. हम लोग कुत्ते में स्माइल देखते हैं, बिल्ली में स्माइल देखते हैं, उल्लू में स्माइल देखते हैं, इंसान में देखते नहीं है. Next. Yeah, next slide. Spend a lot of time with people you love. Let me assure you. This is the greatest thing that can make you happy. Your children, your parents. Today, fortunately, because of all these great technologies of the world, you can actually call and talk to people. You know, in India, we are having a very big problem now. In India, most of the parents have sent their children abroad, sir. And they are now lying in all emptiness. Many a times, these children have gone abroad. They have started their lives over there. And trust me, these parents have worked very hard to send these children abroad. Spent a lot of money. The child may say, I studied. And now the children are not connected with the parents. The parents don't want anything. I once had a patient. You know, the man would say, I don't want anything. I just want my son to call me once in a day and say, Baba, kase aat tumhi? जेवलात का? तो इकडे येऊन त्याला जेवण घालणारा नाही तो. पण ती गोष्ट अशी आहे की तो जर विचारतो तुम्ही जेवलात का, त्याच्यात त्याची काळजी त्यांना वाटते. त्यांना वाटतं की माझा मुलगा माझ्याबद्दल काहीतरी काळजी करतोय. So, you know, please, this is a very, very important attribute of happiness. And we don't understand this. We don't understand this. Wherever we may go, a lot of people must have traveled, you know, lived in 5 stars, lived abroad, etc. You come back to that dingy house of yours, which is all messed up, things not in place, but the way you are able to sleep there, you don't get that sleep anywhere else. Because that is yours. I'm spending so much of time because this is the only wealth, and this is what makes you happy. Next slide. Oh, this is very touchy. I'll need 1 hour, so I'll just, please spend some time for yourself. If you're going to tell me I don't have time for exercise, for this, for that, let me tell you, you are slowly destroying yourself. All of those who have stressful lives, at least 1 hour. You don't need to go to the gym, do brisk walking. Meditate. India today is the hypertension capital of the world. India today is the diabetic capital of the world, and both of these are absolutely non-communicable diseases. Because you all guys don't take care of yourselves. Please take care of yourselves. Very important thing. This I'm telling you because a lot of professionals that I have met pride in this. Okay? I don't want to take names here. People say, I sleep for only 4 hours. There's absolute clear evidence now that lack of sleep is a big contributory factor to 2 cases, strokes and cardiac disease. So if you think sleeping 4 hours is great, it shows what a workaholic you are damaging yourself. So you at least should have 6 hours of sleep every day. I thought it's a responsibility on my side to tell you this. Next slide. Summarization. Your life is beautiful. You are much more fortunate than many of the people out there. Many less fortunate people are much more happier than you. You have been blessed with good things in life. You worry about things which are totally beyond your control. Don't worry. Be happy. Thanks a lot. God bless you. Any questions? Any kind of questions? Yes, sir. Teaching. Teaching, exercising, and over the weekends having a drink. You can pick up all of them, or you can, if you want to tell me which one you should pick up, okay. You can pick up the last one also, it's quite nice. I'll tell you, I'm a great believer in humor, right? I believe that people should laugh, people should have fun. That's the way I am as a professional. Wherever I go, even wherever I teach. And be stupid, yeah, it's okay. Sometimes have fun, be yourself. You don't have to necessarily be like the Britishers, very tight-lipped and this and that. That does not necessarily mean that you are very, very thoroughly professional. That professional is apni jagah pe. Yeah. And yes, I watch a lot of meaningful movies. A lot of meaningful movies. They add a lot of good movies to my life. And yeah, Sunny Leone doesn't star in them. Thank you. I know what you're thinking. Psychologist, so I know. Yeah. Any other questions? You guys must be hungry then. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Call our director, Dr. Jyotsna Munshi, to give a vote of thanks. Thank you.
Good afternoon. First of all, as we always say, all good things come to an end. So is about this event. To begin with, my obeisance to God for making this all happen in terms of so many people getting over here, so many people getting coordinated. So first of all, my obeisance to God for making it happen. I express my sincere gratitude to our trustees, Honorable Pankaj Bhujbal sir, and our mentor, Vishakha Bhujbal ma'am, for always giving us freedom to let us decide what we want to do and encouraging us and motivating us to always keep interacting with the industry. So all gratitude to them. I express my immense gratitude and lots of thanks to my TCS family. Ms. Reshma Qureshi, she was here today, and we all heard how well she spoke. I was actually looking forward to have her presentation, but I was told the laptop was of TCS. So I said, let me connect to her later, because it was, thank you ma'am, it was a very informative presentation. Thank you so much. And my sincere thanks to also Mr. Gaurav Gehirani, because he has always been lot of, giving lot of support, always in whatever the events that we are coordinating at the campus. Thank you so much. My sincere thanks to all the panel members. We had the distinguished people from academia as well as from the industry. We could hear from them what all beautiful inputs they had about this generation, as well as the experiences we carried from generations backward. Thank you, all of you. My sincere thanks to Dr. Neil Sequeira. The session, I think my HR fraternity was a little bit worried over here that, since this is something we are talking about IT, we are not able to add any value. I said, please wait for some time, and I think Dr. Sequeira should do that justice. Knowing sir from last 15 plus years, it is always a pleasure to hear him every time I get a chance. Thank you so much, sir. We did this event in collaboration with one of my old acquaintances. I have been knowing him also from many years, Mr. Shyam Prajapati, as a part of Being HR. Thank you, Shyam, for all your support. And being in corporate interaction, corporate relation, I will be always looking forward for that support. Thank you so much. Now, let me come back to the group that is my MET family. And to start with, my sincere thanks to Institute of Computer Science, Institute of Information Technology, Institute of Software Development and Research, MET. So start with Abhijit sir, Om Prakash sir, Nilesh Shirke sir, and all the other faculty members who extended a great support in terms of getting all this done through. Thank you, one and all. My support to all our maintenance team, our networking team, our sound system, light, this convention center. Please apologize me if I forget somebody's name for making it happen. Our over-enthusiastic photographer, Sumanji, you can see him in action. So a lot of thanks to him and a big round of applause for him. My thanks, my love and support to all my student coordinators. Our students are not here on the campus, but still say they managed to come on a holiday. A big round of applause for all of them. Last but not least, my big gratitude and thanks to all my team members. I am really proud of them to have them with me, because I have been only giving instructions and telling them do this, do that. Whatever you saw today has been because of the dedicated effort of my team. So I have immense happiness to express that I love them all and I am proud of all of them. So please, with a big round of applause, Neelam, Prateek, Chaitali, Pooja, quick. Mahesh ji, Mahadev, Pratibha. So a big round of applause for all my lovely team. Mahesh, quick. This would not have been possible without any one of them. Everybody has been instrumental. We are in a department where we actually have a lot of pressure, but thanks to our wonderful team that we make things happen, because we are we are a service department, and people from service industry can understand that whatever we may do, still it is little difficult to keep people happy, but we are trying to do. Thank you one and all present here. Thank you so much. And before we proceed for lunch, as a matter of gesture and homage to our motherland, we can all stand for a national anthem.
Vindya Himachal Yamuna Ganga Uchchal Jalavi Taranga Tav Shubh Naame Gaage Tav Shubh Aashis Mange Gahe Tav Jaya Gatha Jan Gan Mangal Dayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He
Thank you so much. We can all proceed for the lunch. I will just request our keynote speaker and all our panelists to please wait. We can have a photograph with Pankaj sir, please.